Keeler Show today.
It's time to read the news and weather. Time to figure out what to say. It's time to turn the channel of the Keeler Show today. Why do we always listen?
Keeler's always in the know.
It makes me want to call him
And tell him where to go.
And now let's get things started. Andrew, let's get things started.
It's time to get things started.
On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Keelerational. This is what we call the Keeler Show.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Okay. Well, another, for the most part, late night, right?
Yes, it was. My goodness.
From the Yankees playing the late game to the Buffalo Bills and New York Jets. What a mess. That game could have been probably a half an hour shorter if the referees weren't there.
It did get over late. My goodness.
What a mess. That game was just such a mess. It's a wonder the Bills won. Josh Allen is the reason they won. However, that Hail Mary was just that. It's a Hail Mary. It's an against all odds pass that the Jets came down with at the end of the first half. But Aaron Rodgers was able to make that pass.
Yes, it is something.
Like 52-yard pass.
It is something that I am all too familiar with as a Green Bay fan, seeing Rodgers do that throughout his career in Green Bay.
He has apparently 4 Hail Mary touchdowns.
Yeah.
In his career. So, nonetheless, but the penalties, and then some of the crazy penalties. There was a roughing the passer on both of them. A roughing the passer on Josh Allen, a roughing the passer on Aaron Rodgers. And both of them were ridiculous. Davey, do you agree? Neither one was, or were you watching the Yankees?
No, I was watching the Bills and I had the Yankees on.
Neither one. With YouTube TV, you could watch both of them.
So the other night I was watching. We were at my in-laws' house and future in-laws' house, and we were watching the NLCS Game 1. But on my phone, I had the Bengals-Giants game.
That's the best.
It was right on my phone.
And both nights, I was in New York, and we were out to dinner during the games, and I was watching on my phone. Thankfully, I could see what was going on.
That referee crew that did the Bills game last night is the second worst crew in the NFL, they said.
They were first of all, they were indecisive. They couldn't make a decision.
That's the most annoying part about it all.
And then when they did make a decision, it was nuts. The roughing the passer, it seems like apparently no one can touch a quarterback in the NFL.
Apparently not. And if there's an offsides on a field goal try, and you can clearly see that the defensive player moved first, we got to talk about it for 25 minutes.
It was
which is what happened to Tyler Bass.
Everyone knew. Right?
During his kick.
And believe me, I was calling for Tyler Bass's head last night. However,
he's got to go.
However, both kickers had a difficult time. That wind was crazy.
Yeah.
It was, it'd take the ball, it looked like it was going straight through, and then bam, it was gone.
Well, Greg Zuerlein missed 2 of them for the Jets.
I know, that was a great sound, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Hitting that upright, falling down.
Yeah.
But you're right on Tyler Bass, though, Bill. They got to do something with him after the season. He's got to go.
I just think there was one kick that it wasn't the wind. It was an extra point. It wasn't the wind, or maybe it was a short
It was an extra
goal.
point. Extra point. Terrible.
I don't think it was the wind. Anyway. The series is now for the in the National League, the series, and nobody thought this was coming after the whopping the Mets took in Game 1. The series is now tied up.
I'm going to tell you right now, there's something to be said about Game 1, being at home, the fans, the atmosphere, and that's what the Dodgers had in Game 1.
Well,
the Mets showed them what they can do.
The decision to put Senga in is now I hope they realize is a wrong decision.
Yeah, I agree.
He is just not ready, and it just set the pace for the whole game. And that is a very offensive team. Those LA Dodgers, they are
You can't give
scary.
them an inch.
So, and even last night, it looked like, wow, they were going to come back yesterday in yesterday's game. But the Mets hold on for a big win, and there you go.
I loved it. Was it Diaz that striked out Teoscar Hernandez? See ya. Sit down, buddy. You stink.
Can't stand him.
I gotta say,
and Diaz looked scary for a second, and then was like lights out. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, the pressure didn't get to him. You could definitely tell that. But I have to say, Smitty, how about? I'll be the first one to admit sometimes when I'm wrong, and Carlos Rodon had one hell of a game. I mean, he's usually a head case. He's in his, he gets in his own head, and he's, showing all this emotion, and it throws him off. But even when he was striking batters out and getting out of innings, he just stayed calm, cool, collected. I mean, what a performance.
Yeah, but it got a little touchy towards the ending of the game, Andrew. They had to bring Luke Weaver in the middle of the eighth for 5 outs.
I don't know. The decision to and Frank Policelli was texting me during the game.
I'm sure
him and I have been lamenting sometimes the Yankees' performance, and
Bronx he bosom buddies. You are.
That's right. And he brought up a good point. I mean, why are you bringing Tim Hill in at that point? Why not stick with Tommy Kahnle? But going forward, we need to save some of those relievers. So I guess I'm okay with it.
I have a couple of comments. Bass has to go. This is Deeds in New Hartford. Bass has to go. He's been a 4-year problem. He is inconsistent. He will cost us big someday. He is unreliable and not confident in himself. He doesn't seem confident right now. That's for darn sure. All right, so enough of that. Big night. It's hard. My wife is like, all these games. It's like every time I do this, it's just another game. I said, we're not used to this. I mean, the Mets are not normally in the thick of things. And, it's only been the last few years where the Bills are really in it.
I know. The Bills getting primetime games all the time. It's just...
it's hard to understand. I'm just not used to it. I did choose Mike says, are you proud of yourself choosing Jets over Bills? I got 3-0.
Yeah, I know, Dave.
Okay, there, cocky face. Listen, the reality is I was pretty close. And the Bills almost lost that game.
Yes, they did.
They almost lost that game. And tight it was. I am going to tell you 2 big things this morning. Number 1, my mom is celebrating her 80th birthday today.
Hey, happy birthday.
And number 2.
She does not look 80.
She does not. We were driving back from the city yesterday, and in fact, I was listening to the Mets game. That YouTube TV is really awesome.
It is a game changer.
I mean, without that, everybody in the car was watching the Mets game. Of course, I was driving, focusing on the road.
Of course.
And that is just such a great technology. I love it. So we passed by the Schuyler Thruway rest area. Mm-hmm. You're familiar with it?
Oh, yeah.
What do you think gas was?
On the Thruway?
On the Thruway.
Did you all right, let me ask you this.
Now, I want to tell you when we got off, I was able to see a fast track right over there.
North Utica, yeah.
It was like 345. There was another gas station that was 343. What do you think gas was on the Thruway? I think on the Thruway at the Schuyler rest area.
So we
got to get a hold of. We need Ed Welch on this. I know he is no longer
he
the AAA expert, but I need him on this.
Was it enough to make you want to do a quick emergency turn and pull in? Or
I almost pulled over and started backing up. It was 315.
Really?
How is it?
Usually the Thruway's higher, I thought.
Always used to be. Now we don't. Now it's not. It seems for us. 315 at the Schuyler Thruway rest area. $3.15 for regular unleaded.
Wow.
And we're paying $3.45. And we're all in the car complaining about it at that point. And then I'm like, quiet. We're going into the 9th inning. Come on. 315. So how do you say, well, the gas has to be, we travel further to be able to get the gasoline here. That's why the prices are higher. It's the Schuyler rest area. We're not traveling further.
No, you're not.
I don't understand it.
It's not
like they're having some big sale on the Thruway. I can't imagine. It's So I guess this is a big sale. We're competing against the competition on the Thruway. There is no competition. $3.15 a gallon.
That is incredible.
Why?
Was it like a flash sale type deal?
No,
or?
no, there was no flashing.
Now that you
I
saw.
didn't see it. Not that I saw. I would like to know how. That's what I'd like to know. How? We should be, if gas on the Thruway is $3.15 a gallon, and this is Richard's, this has been Richard's complaint for the longest time. If gas on the Thruway is $3.15, we should be paying $2.80.
I know.
That's what I would think. I don't understand it.
I'll never understand.
So maybe we'll get an answer on. I just think we're being ripped off, and if anything, it's collusion. One gas station doesn't want to go higher than the other. We see it all the time. I guess that's the marketplace, I guess. But we never get to be the one with the lower gas prices. Davey.
Listener just called in, didn't want to go on the air. $2.95 at their Fast Track in Herkimer.
Well, there's a little war going on down there between the three gas stations, and it's been really cheap down there. And maybe that's why Skyler's getting it for, you can get it for $3.15 and on the Thruway? On the Thruway.
Yeah.
Wow. What else? This story out of Hamilton. What do we know? A student has been arrested. And free speech is free speech until you are imposing harm on somebody else. This is considered harassment, anti-Semitic statements in artwork. And what do we know?
Well, what we do know, very limited at this time, is that a student at Hamilton College remains suspended. He was accused of anti-Semitic comments. State police say offensive messages were found on art canvases somewhere on campus, and the suspect was identified using surveillance video. There's cameras everywhere nowadays, people.
There are.
Troopers later tracked down 19-year-old Aiden Brendan in his dorm and took him into custody and charged him with aggravated harassment, which is a felony. He's scheduled to appear in court today. So not rising maybe to the level of hate crime yet, but aggravated harassment is what he's been charged with.
Yesterday was Columbus Day. My wife and I were in New York, and getting out. So we check out of our hotel to leave, and our street is shut down.
Oh, my gosh.
Because we are one of the staging areas of the great Columbus Day Parade in New York City.
Ah, yes.
And I got some great pictures and video, though, of the fire department, New York Fire Department, and they were marching in the parade. There's one fire engine that remembers a whole bunch of people in that firehouse that lost their lives in 9/11.
Oh, wow.
It's memorialized right there on the fire engine. Yeah. I saw Miss Italy, and she was something.
Wow.
Yep. I got a picture. You want to see it? That's true. I also saw there was just one woman, an Italian. Everybody was Italian. Everybody in New York was Italian.
Yesterday.
No, I think they all were Italian. They all looked like they had some sort of Italian blood in them. And there was one woman, she's waving this twirly thing around, dancing and holding up this big heart that said, "Kiss me, I'm Italian."
Oh.
And there were guys jumping the fences out there to kiss her.
Really?
Yeah.
Was she worthy of a kiss?
Sure. Isn't everyone? Right?
I guess to an extent.
Sure, absolutely. But here's the problem. We're trying to leave. And so Fifth Ave is shut down completely. We're near Fifth Ave. Sixth Ave is a parking lot.
Oh, my God.
It was horrible.
For traffic.
We could not get out. We could not get out of the city. So we talked to the bellhop, and he said, I found a cab. Follow me. Now, he grabs all of our luggage, and we're running down the sidewalk with about, 10,000 other people doing the same thing. And we get to the cab, start to get in, and luckily we didn't. I'll tell you why. Started to get in, and all of a sudden, some guy came up and said, "That's my cab."
Oh, God.
Yeah.
You just
and I said,
you really do.
Our cab. And the bellhop was handling all of it. So we were just kind of standing there. And he said, no, this is in broken English, but it was wonderful. No, this I have. And he said, I found a cab. He's waiting for us. We're going to get. And the guy has this giant TV. And I said to him, I got a TV bigger than that outdoors at my house. Screw you, you piece of garbage. It wasn't even that big. You don't need
this car.
It wasn't even that big.
No, it wasn't.
I mean, even my wife wouldn't be like, that's too big. No. She'd be like, oh, that's a nice size.
Shopping? Was there like
oh, yeah. He went into a store, and him and his whoever she was, probably thinking they're going to watch the football game or something.
Or watch the
on their
Columbus
brand
Day Parade.
new TV. And sure enough, they stuffed that thing right into the cab and took off.
So you drove into the city?
No, but we could not get an Uber or a cab. So finally, I'm like, okay, we need to go over to like 8th Ave or 9th Ave. Now, that's a trek with all of our luggage. We're pulling our luggage through Times Square, kept cutting across, finally got to 9th Ave, and traffic was nothing, down to Penn Station. We're on the train. All is good.
Yes, and then you drove from Albany to...
Correct, but I'm going to tell you something. You're carrying luggage across the streets of New York. One thing is for sure.
Get it home.
Number one, it's hard. Number two, do not get that suitcase home and put it on your bed.
Leave that in the garage.
Leave it in the garage.
Leave it in the garage.
Through urine and who knows
Spray the hell out of it.
Holy crap. Anyway, that was fun. Vice President Harris laying out a new plan to empower black men. And on the line right now is Ryan Schmelz with Fox News Radio. Ryan, what do we know about this one? Ryan Schmelz, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I think you cut out when you gave me the entire intro. So we're doing Harris and the rollout to appeal to black men, right?
Yes, that's right. It. Yep.
All right. Yes. So it's a policy rollout that she's been putting out there, and she's going to be doing a number of interviews over the next couple of days, and I'm sure this will be one of the big topics, especially when she talks to Charlemagne the God. But then the big one's going to be the Brett Baer interview that we have on Wednesday, which we're all very excited about. But this includes more apprenticeship programs. It includes more small business loans for black business owners and entrepreneurs to start a business. Then it also includes additional research for diseases like diabetes and sickle cells, which many believe disproportionately impact black communities, especially black men.
Okay. She is having an issue. I mean, the other day Obama was out saying, what are you thinking? Why aren't you supporting? You just don't want a woman as president. He was quite critical of black men. Obama was.
Well, and that was an interesting play. Of course, he's somebody who appeals really strong to that demographic, obviously,
yeah.
And he's a very effective surrogate for Democrats just in general. But this is also a situation where you look at some of the polls out there. I think upwards of 15% of black men that get polled say that they are going to possibly vote for Donald Trump and are very more open to voting Republican than ever before. So this has become a major liability in this race, especially when, at this stage in the game, we talk about the undecided voter. I don't know if it's so much about the undecided voter. I think there's a lot of folks who believe that the key to this election now is going to be, okay, do you have Republican voters and do you have Democratic voters who are definitely not going to vote for the other party, but there's a strong chance that they're going to stay home this election cycle.
Yeah.
Those are the people that I think that Trump and Harris are really trying to get out to right now, because, I think there has been, and especially when you saw this during the pit of Joe Biden when after that disastrous debate performance, there's just a segment of the population who doesn't like either candidate, or they're just turned off by the current politics. But can those people who vote Republican or those people who vote Democrat, and in this case, our topic's on black men, can Harris convince those black men who are not going to come out to vote to just actually come out to vote?
Yeah. I think the interview with Harris, it's probably a good choice for her. Brett Baer is a solid journalist.
Yeah.
And I think somebody who's fair but tough. She's going to get some tough questions.
He is the perfect combination of tough but fair.
Yeah.
I think he's somebody that most politicians can have a good rapport with. He'll ask the tough questions, but he won't ask any questions that are totally got you questions.
Right.
But if you've got liabilities, he's gonna press you on them. So I think it'll be a good environment for her. He'll put her in a position, I think, and this is my analysis of watching Brett's interviews, where, if you're on your A game, Brett will give you a chance to shine, but if you've got liabilities and you're not prepared to defend them, he's gonna put you on the spot.
You got to expose that. And,
when is that happening? I didn't hear
this
about
week.
That. I'm surprised.
Wednesday.
Yesterday, yeah.
Well, listen, I think
Governor Walz has done Shannon Bream's Fox News Sunday show 2 weeks in a row now.
Yeah.
And Shannon, I think, even started off the interview like, "Well, it's great to have you back. We just didn't see that coming."
Well, listen, when you're looking at the numbers and you're thinking, you know what, we got to do that. We got to do this. That is telling. That shows you how very close this thing is. Very interesting. Joe Rogan also. Surprised that, not surprised Trump is going to do Joe Rogan, but Harris is going to do Joe Rogan as well.
Yeah, that's what Reuters, I believe, is reporting. I'm not sure if we've gotten confirmation about that, or if Rogan or Harris's team has confirmed that just yet. But if that's going to go down, and you guys might have the confirmation. I'm not quite sure. I haven't checked yet. But if it's going down.
Yeah, I just spread rumors. No, this is what is being talked about, and you're right. It may not. This is a goodie. It may not happen, but that's what we are hearing this morning. So, all right, Ryan. I know you're tight for time. Have a wonderful day, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News Radio.
Hey, sounds good. Thank you.
All right, thanks. We got a hot dog right outside Fox yesterday, and I just kept yelling out Davey's name in hopes that Jimmy Fallon would come around, but he didn't. No.
It is interesting with all the different platforms that these candidates can reach and go on today.
It really is.
It's just crazy.
From entertainment to podcast type of. That's Joe Rogan's a podcast.
Yeah,
think about that, and you wonder how does he make his money? But he just mentions a few sponsors here and there, and those
Spotify
are big
gives
ones.
him a check too.
And then he's right, and then he's paid by the company. Do I need to break quickly here? I know you want me to. We have a big one this morning. John Zogby is on. New book event taking place tonight. Latest polling for the presidency. This is going to be interesting to see what he has to say. Dr. Kent Hall is on this morning. Steve Gannon, Dark Dining is coming up.
Great event.
And is this something that has been, did they do it last year?
Last year they did.
It might have been the first year since COVID.
Yes.
And John Stevens, Ilion Mayor, is on the issues in Ilion. The back and forth argument that he had on Facebook, on the Village's Facebook page.
Well, he's very upset. He feels that he says all of which was discussed yesterday with Kara was inaccurate, was false. There was no accuracy to it at all.
All I can tell you is what we have seen. And what she has posted, is he saying she faked them?
He's claiming that conversation, that screenshot of that conversation, was him having the conversation with somebody other than Kara.
So he's saying it's fake.
Well, no, not fake.
That's a major.
Just not
fake. Fake if she's saying it's the conversation she had.
Yeah.
Wow. That's interesting. All right, we'll see what John Stevens has to say, the mayor of Ilion, later this morning. And the reality is, listen, that there's a lot of trouble there. This is going to take someone, and I do hope and believe it's John Stevens who will grab that village by the bootstraps.
Yes, he's trying. He's trying. He's putting an effort forward.
Everything has been going wrong for Ilion, and it certainly is devastating. The loss of Remington, and you just know that company, they're not honest brokers here. They're not, oh yeah, we're going to clean everything up. Oh yeah, we're going to take care of everything. We're going to bring in a new owner. Really? If you look at it right now, the only thing you're not seeing blowing through is tumbleweeds. And Andrew making that wonderful Western.
No, that was the sound effect word. I didn't do that.
I got a break. Hold on. We'll come right back here. You want to pipe in on any of this? 315-736-0186. Are you enjoying all the political commercials that are out there? The ones back and forth between and the Congress, the race for NY22, those are doozies. So I think for the most part, if you believe one way, you side with one candidate or the other. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm not sure how many people are being swayed by these hit job commercials.
Yeah, I don't think there's many undecideds in the congressional and local races.
And then on the and normally something you don't see in the assembly, there's another hit job cartoonish commercial, Esposito commercial going against Marianne Buttonshaw, and that's not something you normally see in the assembly.
No, it is.
Those races tend to be a little cordial.
That's a congressional level spot.
It's that type of
content.
hit spot. So where do you stand on that? We're going to speak with Esposito and Buttonshaw coming up in a while. Hold on. It's Tuesday, the middle of the month at WIBX.
This station is brought to you by Tallman's Tire, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
During Cybersecurity Awareness Month, LifeLock wants to give you helpful tips to protect your identity. Using multi-factor authentication can be a line of defense to help protect your personal information, but LifeLock offers comprehensive protection against identity theft. LifeLock not only alerts you to suspicious uses of your personal information, but also fixes issues that arise, guaranteed or your money back. Protect your identity today with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use my name, Clay, as the promo code. Terms apply.
At Mattress Express, we deliver quickly. If you've waited too long for your mattress to be delivered elsewhere, simply bring your receipt in. We will deliver the same or comparable mattress, and we will meet or beat the price and get it to you quickly. Come see us today.
During Cybersecurity Awareness Month, LifeLock wants to give you helpful tips to protect your identity. Using multi-factor authentication can be a line of defense to help protect your personal information, but LifeLock offers comprehensive protection against identity theft. LifeLock not only alerts you to suspicious uses of your personal information, but also fixes issues that arise, guaranteed or your money back. Protect your identity today with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use my name, Clay, as the promo code. Terms apply.
3 things to remember about Assemblywoman Marianne Buttonshaw. 1. Marianne is the most independent member of the State Assembly. No majority member votes for us more than she does. 2. Marianne is the only Mohawk Valley representative who has a seat at the table of power. She's in the room, pushing back against the downstate agenda. And 3, Marianne is one of the few true moderates in the State Assembly. As a result, she's supported by New York's most important labor unions and endorsed by the Business Council and the National Federation of Independent Businesses. Assemblywoman Buttonshaw supports small business, police, firefighters, and first responders. She's a career educator who delivered record increases in aid for local schools. She's a farmer who understands and supports other farmers. And she's reasonable, tough, and independent. Vote for Assemblywoman Marianne Buttonshaw. She fights for the Mohawk Valley first. Paid for by Friends of Marianne Buttonshaw and not by the taxpayers of New York State.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Join the Rome Area Chamber of Commerce for a candidate meet and greet event, along with a Yellow Rose of Challenge Awards, Friday, October 18th at the MVCC Rome campus. Registration at 8 a.m. and light refreshments will be served. Attendees will have the opportunity to hear from local candidates who will be on the ballot this November. In addition, they will be recognizing 2 local businesswomen for the roles they've played in our community. Tickets are $15, and a portion of the proceeds will benefit professional and businesswomen of Rome Scholarship Fund. For information, visit romechamber.com/events.
Shop the My Carl's floor sample clearance at My Carl's. Recliners from $249, bedrooms from $499, mattresses from just $99. My Carl's, New Hartford Shopping Center.
This station is brought to you by Tallman's Tire, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, a bunch of comments this morning. When you look at the Remington parking lot, You can listen to the song by the Sons of the Pioneers, Tumbling Tumbleweeds. Remember that song?
Oh, yeah.
Na, 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 na. Yeah. Richard this morning in Syracuse, gas is in the 280s now.
Wow.
Cliffs here still 338. And as I said, 315 on the New York State Thruway at the Schuyler Rest area, 315. Richard also, I remember Richard said the Bills will lose to the Jets.
Yeah. Wrong.
Well, listen, Richard, I picked that. Although I was rooting for the Bills last night. Rooting to lose, if you will. Rooting for me to lose.
Yes.
Congrats on the Bills win, but the refs were brutal. It's a bad crew. Anyway, if Rodgers stays healthy, I still see the Jets finishing 10-7. In a tough AFC, I'm not sure 10 wins is enough. Time will tell. I don't know how Rodgers is going to make it through the rest of the season.
No, I don't either.
He's taking some hard
fragile.
hits. Yeah.
One of the big things you need to realize
But he still has an arm. He still has an amazing arm.
As Bills fans, you have to realize you have taken a commanding lead in this division, going from possibly tied with the Jets at 3-3, and actually them having the edge. You're now 4-2. The Jets are 2-4, and both the Patriots and Dolphins are dismal. So you just have to keep grinding out wins.
And the Bills are not playing well. Josh Allen is playing well. But a few bright spots that came out of this new running back.
Yeah,
Davey,
which I had every intention of putting him in the lineup.
Pounding it out yesterday.
I picked him up. He had like 20 points, and I didn't have him. I had him on the bench.
We drafted him out of Kentucky.
I mean, nobody expected that.
Well, they took Frank Gore Jr. off the practice squad and signed him to
Ray Davis.
Yep, from Kentucky.
And did you see Cook was supposed to? He was saying, I think they were just doing hype. I'm definitely playing. I'm not missing this game. And then, maybe the Bills medical team were like, no. So he doesn't play, and I'm like, we're in big trouble. And then this kid came out of nowhere.
Rick in Utica this morning. South Utica, getting back to the gas topic quickly.
I have more on that, too.
Rick in Utica. South Utica Stewart's $3.19 cash. Speedway, $3.29 cash. Don't tell listeners, Celeste won't like the traffic.
Gas in Oneida, $3.19. I bought it for $3.04 in Syracuse last week. If I had the membership, it would have been, this is at BJ's, at $2.94. Somebody else said that as well. BJ's, $2.94. Rob says, when you get Stevens on, ask him about the horrible road conditions on Central Ave and Otsego Street. I drive right down the center of the road. It's terrible.
Yeah,
I'm loaded with comments here.
I've got to write a list of questions for him when he comes on.
Nagel, I haven't been this happy to hear Andrew do sports in ever.
I know it's been awesome, Nagel. It's been great. I mean,
and Wayne says the commercials seem to be, especially the congressional, seem to be all about bashing. And I said Josh would get the rushing TD, and he did. Yeah, he did right off the bat. Right off the bat.
He's got this offense on his back, carrying them, and that can only be sustained for so long. So
that is true. However, right now he's finding ways, and at least last night he found a way to win.
Do you want an update? Oh, you got more
South
comments.
Utica Stewart's $3.19 cash. Oh, that's the one you read?
Yeah.
Sorry. Get him out. Deeds in New Hartford.
Talking about Bass.
Get him out. Okay.
So our update for our NFL Pick'em contest.
So in this contest, there's me, Davey, and Andrew. Davey is leading the way.
He's leading the
pack. And then three other contestants, including Wayne, who we just talked with.
Davey and Wayne, they had a huge week going 3-0. So Davey is now the lone leader. Have you heard about the lone leader? He's at 13 points, getting 49ers, Ravens, and Bills. Also, Wayne going from 8 to 11. So Wayne is alone in second place. Tied for third place is Jake and Larry at 10 apiece, and you and I are sharing the bottom at 9 each.
Well, I took that Jets pick. That didn't help me. Passenger on Frontier Airlines demanded that an aircraft return to the gate at San Diego International Airport the other day while shouting that she was President of the United States. Here is a bit of her very interesting meltdown. Here we go.
If I was white in a suit, you would stop the plane. Laugh now. I am the president of this whole country. That's a damn bona fide word. Yes, I need to get off this plane. And I'm going to tell you straight up, don't you ever come against nobody because of their skin color again. You had enough time. I seen Frontier do illegal stuff several times. I've been riding you for the last 8 years. Don't tell me. You had enough time to stop that telepilot to not go. You just released him from the bank.
All right, I don't know what she's saying, but maybe. She's been riding for the last 8 years, and
she's been on the
congratulations.
same plane.
She's on her last ride
with Frontier.
Yeah. Wow. How about the guy, 20-year-old guy from South Africa, barely surviving a shark attack this year while snorkeling in the ocean? He decided to own the experience by making himself a trophy. Doctors pulled one of the shark's teeth out of his left arm, and he turned it into an earring.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah, there's a tough guy. A rocket scientist at UCLA, he's a professor of astrophysics, claims his low salary has rendered him essentially homeless because he could not afford to live in L.A. He's being paid $70,000 a year. Professor Daniel McKeown explaining his current situation. You would think a rocket scientist would do a little better than $70,000 a year. One would think that.
Yep.
Here's what he has to say.
A little while ago, I had to move all of my stuff into one of these storage units. I'm only being paid $70,000 for this academic year. The rent in Los Angeles is incredibly expensive. It's $2,500 for a one-bedroom apartment, so I'm no longer able to afford that. Now, I'm not officially homeless. I'm staying someplace. It's in San Diego, so it's nowhere close to Los Angeles. And I had to move my classes online. I asked them to please let me renegotiate my contract to $100,000 a year so that I can make the minimum to afford my apartment so that I don't come up short. And they refused.
Wow.
Well, you got to get a new job. This is the problem today. It's almost like this younger generation that's entering the workforce or in the workforce. They just expect everything.
They do.
Just happen. Or they just, I'm not taking this job. I'll go to the 90 other that are on my list that I can go to that have openings.
It's ask not what you can do for the company, but what the company can do for you.
That is true. That's not a terrible, that's not a stupid thing to do. It's out of control right now, it seems. Got a break. Hold on. News coming up next at top of the hour.
You don't need to go to extremes this winter finding all those blankets. Call Tri-County Heating for all your furnace repairs. Need a new furnace? Quotes are free. Tri-County Heating, your Rude Pro Partner dealer, will make you warm and comfy this winter. Check out their website at tri-countyheating.com or call them at 315-829-4100. Stay comfortable in your home and call Tri-County Heating today.
Need new tires? Nokian Tires is celebrating 90 years of legendary Hakkapeliitta winter tires with a consumer rebate. Now through October 31st, when you buy 4 select winter, all-season, and all-weather tires, you can save up to $80 by mail on a MasterCard prepaid card. Offer expires October 31st, 2024. Experience the thrill of savings on every mile at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Visit their stores and meet their team of experts, or schedule your appointment online at tallmanstire.com.
Each store independently owned and operated and not part of a chain or cooperative buying group.
You don't need to drive all around. Just come to Seneca and Valley, best prices in town. Save on every bottle, every case, every day. Our 40-mile price match backs you all the way.
At Seneca Wine and Liquor in New Hartford and Valley Wine and Liquor in Herkimer, we're all about promoting locally produced products. Every New York wine bottle is now marked 20% off all month long. Seneca and Valley love supporting family-owned New York wineries, and you'll love the 20% discount on every New York wine bottle. Purchase in-store or buy your wine online all month long and save 20% off New York wine. Only at Seneca Wine and Liquor in New Hartford and Valley Wine and Liquor in Herkimer. Voted #1 8 years in a row. New York wine promotion ends October 31st.
One big family with 2 great stores, ready to save you more.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome.
WIBX.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
It's the biggest battleground state prize. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, and both former President Trump and Vice President Harris campaigned in Pennsylvania last night.
We are the underdog. We are running like the underdog.
Harris also played clips of Trump at her rally in Erie.
He's talking about that he considers anyone who doesn't support him or who will not bend to his will an enemy of our country.
Now, the former president at a town hall in Oaks near Philadelphia saying Harris is worse than President Biden.
I didn't think I'd ever say this about anybody. She's actually, if you take a look at it, she's more dangerous than him, but he's actually smarter than her. I never thought I'd say that.
Now, the vice president's rally included her detailing economic proposals to help black men. Fox's Brooke Singman reports.
Recent polling data shows that black voters have been shifting away from the Democrat Party, including one of the latest Quinnipiac polls that shows Harris nearly 10 points behind where Biden was 4 years ago with black voters in Georgia.
Early in-person voting starts today in that toss-up state 3 weeks before the election. Former President Trump will rally in Georgia tonight after going to Chicago. A new U.S. missile defense system may arrive in Israel as soon as today. U.S. troops will also go to help operate it. And 2 weeks after Iran's missile barrage, we have an update on Israel's vowed retaliation.
No nuclear facilities, no oil facilities. Those are the guarantees supposedly given to the Biden administration as Israel weighs up a potential attack on Iran. According to the Washington Post, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has told the U.S. government he's willing to restrict strikes to military targets.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage. The power is back on for more people in Florida, though there are still about 180,000 outages days after Hurricane Milton's damage and flooding. The storm blamed for at least 22 deaths. America's listening to Fox News.
Your pet isn't just a pet, they're part of your family. Most of the pet food on the market is cooked at high temperatures, which kills nutrients. A scoop of Dynavite is a 3-in-1 daily supplement, adding back key nutrients to your pup's health. Try Dynavite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio. That's dynavite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dynavite.
Police officer and K-9 handler Jacob Russell Chaffins was fatally shot while attempting to serve warrants for domestic violence offenses. And thanks to friends like you and your generosity, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation gave the Chaffins family the gift of a mortgage-free home. There's so much more to do and to say thank you to our nation's heroes and their families for their immense sacrifices, all for us. Donate $11 a month. Go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org.
We mentioned Florida's recovery from Milton. Now, Hurricane Helene caused even more devastation a few weeks ago. Florida up to Tennessee and to Georgia, North Carolina, where the federal response was hampered by threats, leading to this.
Rutherford County Sheriff's deputies arrested 44-year-old William Parsons for a vague threat he made, saying he was going to mess up some FEMA personnel while he was armed. Members of the Army called the sheriff after hearing about this threat from a gas station attendant. Parsons has since posted bail. But then a Forest Service official said he got an email from FEMA, which said a National Guard unit, also in Rutherford County, came across some militia members who said they were out hunting FEMA. But the Sheriff's Department came out and said after further investigation, it was determined Parsons acted alone and there were no truckloads of militia. FEMA, though, told the AP that in response to all this, their workers in the area were pulled back from going door to door. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are mixed, barely moving. The day after record highs for the S&P 500 and the Dow, closing above 43,000 for the first time. In the baseball playoffs, a big day for New York. The Yankees beat the Cleveland Guardians 5-2 in the American League Championship Series opener after the Mets got even with the Dodgers.
Crack to right center field. Pages on the move to the track. He couldn't find it. That's because it's over the wall.
Mark Vientos' grand slam powered New York to a 7-3 win in Los Angeles on Fox to tie the National League Championship Series at a game apiece. On Monday Night Football, Buffalo beat New York.
The Jets have now lost 3 straight games after falling to the Bills 23-20 Monday night. It was a sloppy game that saw both teams have 11 accepted penalties, but Jets kicker Greg Zuerlein missed 2 field goals in the second half as New York fell to 2-4. Jets interim coach Jeff Ulbrich dropped his first game less than a week after owner Woody Johnson announced that Robert Saleh would no longer serve as head coach.
That's Fox's Joe Morgan. The Bills improved to 4-2. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Good morning, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time, 7:05. I'm Andrew Dermenio. It's a chilly start to the day. We're at 38 degrees under cloudy skies, but it looks like going into the latter part of the week and into the weekend. Bill, looking ahead here, Tuesday we may see temperatures in the low 70s with sunshine. Your full weather forecast is coming up. This update brought to you by the new Destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. A student at Hamilton College remains suspended after being accused of making anti-Semitic comments. According to state police, offensive messages were found on art canvases, and a suspect was identified using surveillance video. Troopers later tracked down 19-year-old Aiden Brendan in his dorm room and took him into custody. He's been charged with aggravated harassment, which is a felony. He's scheduled to appear in court today. The open enrollment period for Medicare begins statewide today, and Governor Hochul is urging people to learn more about the Medicare Savings Program. The program helps older New Yorkers save an average of $7,400 per year in health care costs. While people can sign up for the program all year round, the governor says doing so during open enrollment is a good time to find out about its benefits and get questions answered. The open enrollment period ends December 7th. Fall is in full swing, and the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation is urging outdoor enthusiasts to stay safe. The agency says it's important that folks like hunters, hikers, nature photographers, and trappers share the woods safely. Some simple tips include dressing appropriately for the weather, becoming familiar with hiking trails and hunting areas, and wearing bright clothing so they can easily be seen. Also, people should tell someone where they're going and when they're planning to return. With 21 days until the presidential election, there are calls for a town of Hartwick councilman to resign following controversial Facebook posts regarding the race for the White House. According to WKTV, the calls came during the public comment period of Monday's Hartwick Town Board meeting. The controversy centers around posts made by Councilman Brian LaRusso on his Facebook page regarding residents with Harris Waltz campaign signs in their yards, posts which some residents have found threatening. They are accusing LaRusso of voter intimidation. Residents also called for the board to convene an ethics violation against LaRusso regarding the matter. He did not respond to calls for his resignation at the meeting. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time is 7:08. Your weather forecast is brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Visit clintontractor.net. Today, we'll see rain showers, cloudy skies, and a high in the mid to upper 40s. Showers likely overnight, cloudy with a low in the mid-30s. Then tomorrow, a slight chance of rain, then partly sunny skies, a high in the upper 40s. That's when the sun starts to roll in and temperatures will gradually warm up into the weekend. We'll see the low 60s by Friday.
60s, Tuesday, 72.
71, 72, somewhere
and then it's Tuesday, 75.
All right, we're pushing it.
Tuesday, 82.
It's going to feel like...
Listen, it's very interesting because then it gets cold all over again.
Yeah, it does.
But listen, it's that time of year. I'll take it. Going to be cool for the next couple of days, though.
It is indeed. But right now, we are really cool. It's 38 degrees under cloudy skies at 7:09. Sports brought to you by IBEW Nico 43 local contractors. Well, it was an exciting evening of sports. The Jets dropped their third in a row after falling to the Buffalo Bills. 23-20 on Monday Night Football. You heard it right here at WIBX. It was at MetLife Stadium that Aaron Rodgers completed 23 of 35 for 294 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a costly interception. Breece Hall carried the ball 18 times for 113 yards. New York is now third in the AFC East at 2-4 and will visit the Pittsburgh Steelers in Week 7 on Sunday Night Football. The Mets even the NLCS at a game apiece after bouncing back with a 7-3 victory over the Dodgers in Game 2 at Dodger Stadium. Sean Manaea earned the win after striking out 7 and allowing 3 runs, 2 of them earned, over 5 innings pitched. Edwin Diaz secured his second save of the postseason after striking out 3 batters without allowing a run over an inning and a third of relief. And who else but Francisco Lindor led off the game with a solo shot, then Mark Vientos hit a grand salami bomb. New York hopes to take its first lead of the best-of-7 series when they host L.A. for Game 3 tomorrow night at Citi Field.
I also thought that umpire was the home plate umpire in the Mets game. You probably weren't watching to be able to see, but he was giving no outside corner pitches.
Well, it's the opposite of the Yankees game where that umpire was, literally giving balls
wide
in
zone.
the dirt.
Yeah.
It was awful.
You take a picture like DeGrom would always have this problem. Sometimes when you're that good, they just give it to you. It's like, well, it must be a strike. He's that good.
Yeah.
But if you got an umpire that was not giving up any of those outside corners, it just completely destroyed a pitcher like DeGrom. And I kind of felt like that and that also will happen with somebody like Diaz. And then all of a sudden he's throwing the ball into the seats. A lot of officiating. That Bills Jets game, horrible. Bad calls, both sides. They just kept throwing the flag. I've never seen anything like it.
And
it was,
that was
every
the case.
time you turned around, there was another penalty.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. It was tied, at least, if not beaten, the most penalties this season thus far. And the Yankees officiating in that game wasn't great, but they still managed to pull it off. They're leading the ALCS 1-0 after holding on for a 5-2 win over the Guardians in Game 1 at Yankee Stadium. Carlos Rodon pitched one hell of a game. He struck out 9, only allowing 1 run over 6 innings pitched. Luke Weaver, who's really emerging as a star, he secured his 4th save of the postseason, striking out 4 without allowing a run over an inning and 2/3 of relief. Juan Soto and Giancarlo Stanton each went deep with a solo shot. New York looks to take a commanding lead in the best-of-7 series when they host Cleveland again for Game 2 tonight in the Bronx. And if we can get the offense opening up just a little bit more, they're going to be hard to beat.
Do you realize we are 3 wins away from both the Mets and Yankees? 3 wins away from a Subway Series.
You and I having
Don't
to
count
do the
your
show
chickens before they hatch.
And this would be war in the studio.
I'm putting Yankees stuff all over this.
The best part is when Andrew tries to say something like, "What do you say good about the Yankees?" Say something nice.
Oh man, they're just
shut his mic off. Sorry, can't say anything, can he? He's yelling. He loves the Mets in the background. Can you hear him? Yeah. Listen, I think that would be just so great.
It would be.
We'll see.
I would be very afraid to play the Mets.
And it's funny. I don't feel the same. Cleveland, I feel like I'm going to feel bad for. The Dodgers, I want them to lose badly.
I cannot stand the Dodgers.
Anyway.
There's nothing about them I like.
Here's Mike, who wants to go on and on about the Yankees.
Bring it out, Mikey.
Yankees,
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
Yankees.
I'm hoping to see the rematch from 2002, the Mets and the Yankees. Remember, that was Piazza back then, 2000.
And I will tell you one thing.
On the Yankees?
2000 or 2001?
One thing.
2000.
Yeah, I think it was.
Back to 2001.
And one thing to keep in mind about the Mets, if you guys end up having to play the Mets, is they tend to get a pitcher out there that gives up runs, and then they just turn around and score like 4 or 5 runs when you don't expect it. They have this explosive offense that has kept them alive. How long, though, can that go on? That's my fear. How many times can you come back? Of course, they need 7 in order to win it all. How many times can you come back from a deficit before you just run out of steam?
Well, the Mets have beaten the Yankees 4 out of the 4 times they played them this year.
That means nothing. So.
Yeah, that's right. The totally different season in the postseason. You never know what's going to happen. But, Bill, after you said that about that one guy in L.A., that Hernandez.
Teoscar Hernandez, he's a piece of garbage.
I saw that interview.
Did you see it?
Yesterday,
Yeah.
I saw the interview. It was terrible. And then last night I'm watching the game, right? And I was watching his up. He was the one. Remember, I think they challenged the call because when he ground that double play and they challenged it, and so he was still thinking he was out.
He was out. Well, that was a tight. Listen, that was a tight call, but great defense by the Mets there.
Absolutely,
perfect.
Thinking,
and Alonso, you could see it. His foot was on the bag. He's out.
Yep.
Piece of garbage.
And he's a baby. That he would be the guy that would be.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, we have audio. We have audio from Teoscar in the dugout after that.
Oh, a little crying going on. All right, Michael. Go Yankees.
Last thing.
Yankees.
Yesterday. Well, at least Judge finally got an RBI. He didn't get a hit though, but he did get an RBI.
I don't know what his deal is. He's just like peeing me off.
Well, all right.
I'm hoping someone's going to snap him out of it. Maybe tonight. Tonight will surprise us.
Let's hope so.
Go Yankees tonight. Okay, thanks, man.
Yep.
Have a great
You're
day.
Welcome. Thank you.
Okay.
You too.
I mentioned my mom is celebrating her 80th birthday today. She doesn't look a day. I mean, my mother looks pretty young. There's the applause. There are all the people saying, "True, you do not look 80." And she doesn't. Anyway, she and my father are huge Yankees fans. So
God bless them.
I am a Mets fan. I'm the only one in the family that's a Mets family. There's a Mets fan. So it ain't easy, but we're still able to have Thanksgiving dinner.
That's awesome.
It's hard to believe, but we can do it. Got a break. Coming up, we'll talk to Dr. Kent Hall in a sec. A lot going on. A lot of people that are sick. And, we're talking about what ran... Oh, all over the place.
Davey.
I was on a how about I'm on a train so I highly recommend if whether you're going out of Albany or you're going out of New York.
The train is where you get sick.
When you get on the train, do business class. It's not that much more expensive. And a $20 tip, you go over to the Red Cap service. It's called Red Cap service.
Mm-hmm.
It'll cost you about a $20 tip. They take you down to the train before anybody else gets on the train. So you get to pick
you wipe it down, you clean it.
You pick your seat, and in business class, you pick a seat. It's first come, first serve. Anyway, so we're sitting there, and my wife is sitting across from me, and she had to go to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And she brought a little bag there was a sandwich for me and her that we got at Moynihan.
Ooh.
And all of a sudden, a guy gets on and said, "Oh, you beat me." I'm like, who is this guy? He said, "I figured this whole thing out, and the key is get the Red Cap service, and you get down here for anybody else, then you get to pick any seat, and you beat me. Is that your bag there?" And I said, "Yeah." "Well, you can't do that. You can't save seats." I said, "I'm not saving a seat." He said, "Well, you said that's your food." I said, "Yeah, my food and my wife's food."
It's in the bathroom.
Andrew, why does this stuff always happen to me? Do I have like a big screw with me sign on my head? I swear to God.
You are Larry David.
And the guy who is this business guy coming up to Albany, Mr. wearing a suit.
He knows everything.
Got his suit on. He's all, polished shoes and all that crap. Monogram shirt. And I'm like, who is this? Oh, Biker? And anyway, so I said, my wife is in the restroom. That's her bag. And I'm not saving a seat for somebody.
It's already been. She saved it for herself.
She saved it for herself.
She's already sitting there.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I like that seat. I'm like, well, you should have gotten here earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, your Red Cap was a little pale.
Get him out of here.
Red Cap service.
Get him out of here.
But use that Red Cap service. I'm telling you, it is the best.
No, but you do have to clean.
And they carry your stuff for you.
Yeah.
And then you get there and you give them a tip, and away they go. That's the end of it. And it is.
And they bring you the drinks.
It is the best service. They bring you drinks?
No.
No,
they made that up.
Yeah, that's nice. Chris this morning. Yo, go Mets. Yeah. Got a break. Coming right back with Dr. Hall. And by the way, a lot of sneezing on the train. That's what worries me. We'll talk to Dr. Hall about... Oh, there it is again. Dr. Hall on that coming up next.
This station is brought to you by Tallman's Tire, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
Need new tires? Nokian Tires is celebrating 90 years of legendary Hakkapeliitta winter tires with a consumer rebate. Now through October 31st. When you buy 4 select winter, all-season, and all-weather tires, you can save up to $80 by mail on a MasterCard prepaid card. Offer expires October 31st, 2024. Experience the thrill of savings on every mile at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Visit their stores and meet their team of experts, or schedule your appointment online at tallmanstire.com.
It's in Sarah's Flooring Outlet's anniversary sale with savings throughout the store.
Get 20%, 30%, up to 50% off through the end of the month during Insera's anniversary sale.
It's the best time to get new flooring for your home or business at incredible anniversary savings.
Get 20% off select in-stock carpet at Insera's.
Get 30% off select easy-to-care-for luxury vinyl tile.
And get 50% off select in-stock hardwood.
It's in Sarah's anniversary sale with savings throughout the store. Plus, as always, get interest-free financing for 6 months.
Get 20% off select in-stock carpet.
Get 30% off select luxury vinyl tile.
And get 50% off select in-stock hardwood at Insera's. See why more people buy from the big store.
Insera's Flooring Outlet.
Route 49 Plaza, River Road, Marcy, and InserasFlooringOutlet.com.
Hey everyone, it's Lisa from Fit Body Bootcamp. It's October. That means it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And if you know me, I love to give back to our community. Are you a local business owner? If so, my team and I would love to challenge you to burpees for boobies. All you have to do is contact us for more information, and we can do burpees together. This year, we are donating every single penny to Making Strides of Utica. Want to nominate your friends to a challenge? Simply donate to nominate and help us reach our goal. Together, we can make a difference in the fight against breast cancer.
Medicare Part D open enrollment is now through December 7th. It can be confusing to compare plan coverages, premiums, and deductibles all on your own. Looking for an easier way? Go to KinneyDrugs.com for a free online tool that helps you compare plans based on your specific prescriptions. Or call 844-653-5063 to compare plans and enroll right over the phone. Ask your Kinney pharmacist or visit KinneyDrugs.com.
Shop the My Carl's floor sample clearance at My Carl's. Recliners from $249, bedrooms from $499, mattresses from just $99. My Carl's, New Hartford Shopping Center.
You'll find no shortage of work to do in a New Holland Workmaster or Boomer compact tractor. Available now at Clinton Tractor. Get 0% financing for 72 months, plus no payments for 90 days, or choose cash back on these 24 to 55 horsepower compact and subcompact tractors. Stop into Clinton Tractor today or at clintontractor.net. Offer ends soon.
We are the leader in service, Clinton Tractor.
Each store independently owned and operated and not part of a chain or cooperative buying group.
You don't need to drive all around. Just come to Seneca and Valley, best prices in town. Save on every bottle, every case, every day. Our 40-mile price match backs you all the way.
At Seneca Wine and Liquor in New Hartford and Valley Wine and Liquor in Herkimer, we're all about promoting locally produced products. Every New York wine bottle is now marked 20% off all month long. Seneca and Valley love supporting family-owned New York wineries, and you'll love the 20% discount on every New York wine bottle. Purchase in-store or buy your wine online all month long and save 20% off New York wine. Only at Seneca Wine and Liquor in New Hartford and Valley Wine and Liquor in Herkimer. Voted #1 8 years in a row. New York wine promotion ends October 31st.
One big family with 2 great stores, ready to save you more.
I want to tell you about Randall's Pharmacy. And what they're doing right now is coming to your workplace, and they'll administer vaccines. And this is great for companies that worry about everybody getting sick at the same time. So everybody gets the flu vaccine. You don't have to, but if you agree to it. And insurance covers all of this anyway. They also would offer the COVID vaccine as well. You could get both and have it done right at the workplace and really get ahead of this thing before you wind up having one of those spread situations where everybody's out with either the flu or COVID. That just shuts down business. It costs companies it costs them so much money. And to be able to go into the workplace, all you have to do is make a simple phone call, 315-732-1615. Call Randall's Pharmacy. Also offering all vaccines without an appointment. You can just walk in and get your vaccine taken care of, whatever it is you would like, whatever you feel you need, RSV, COVID, shingles, the flu shot, whatever it is, they have it at Randall's in New Hartford. Randall's Pharmacy, a hometown pharmacy, will come right to your business and administer a vaccine for the entire workforce that wants it done. That is Randall's. Call 315-732-1615. Arrange it today. 315-732-1615 next to Cavallo's. It's Randall's Pharmacy in New Hartford.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Hey, the official coffee of the Keeler in the Morning radio program is Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. And listen, they, with the cooler weather, have brought back chicken soup.
Ooh.
Well, today it's soups every day. And today it is wonderful homemade chicken soup.
It'd be a good day for it.
Just what the doctor ordered. You can try their matcha green tea lattes, coffee, espresso lattes, breakfast sandwiches, bagels. The donuts are made fresh there every day. Drive-through is lightning fast. Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. They also will deliver right to your workplace. Say you want, we need 6 donuts and coffee for everybody. They'll deliver right to your workplace. Call Daylight Donuts today for information.
It is so good. That soup is so good.
And, Doc, do you feel that chicken soup is actually a medicine, or is it still a food?
It's still a food, although I wouldn't say that to my mother.
Okay, all right. Because there is something about chicken soup that just makes you feel better. So there you go, Doc.
So it is what we can call a comfort food.
A comfort food, yeah. Especially when you're feeling a bit on the downside.
My comfort food last night, we had leftover meatloaf, acorn squash, Brussels sprouts roasted. Oh, it was wonderful.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah.
Doc, good morning. We're still dealing with this, and I know a lot of people worry about vaccinations. There are those. It's become somehow political or Facebookical, if that's a word, where you read some crazy thing on Facebook. But at the end of the day, companies would rather everybody get vaccinated because it's costly when everybody gets sick.
It is. So from an economic standpoint for the individual companies, it is absolutely a priority for them. I would like to think that they also care about their employees, and so they want to make sure that they stay healthy because that's what we should be doing. But the reality is, you're right. Talking about vaccines always opens people up to having difficult conversations with people who, for whatever reason, think that that they're not good, that there's a conspiracy or whatever. The reality is that we've been in this now for 4 years, and the vaccines came out 4 years ago in December. So, with all of the hoopla that you read on social media, certain social media about how bad they are and how people are, falling over and getting serious diseases. The reality is that after literally billions of doses around the world, they are safe. There are certain idiosyncratic, which means for the individual reactions that you can never really fully anticipate. But in general, across the board, they are safe, they are effective, and by effective I mean that they decrease the incidence of severe disease. They also make you more comfortable. Again, this is an individual thing, but I will tell you, for me, they make me more comfortable in being able to go about my normal activities. It doesn't mean that I'm crazy or that I or that I don't think about how to protect myself. So you were talking earlier about being on a train. I think being on a train or a plane or something like that, you need to be extra aware of what's going on around you and people who may be coughing and sneezing and things like that, because you don't know what they've got.
Yeah.
And so you need to take it upon yourself to protect yourself. If you've gotten the vaccine before, that's one thing, but, you want to also, you want to have a mask in your pocket just in case. You want to make sure that, you can, isolate yourself or, relatively speaking from, because it isn't that the air gets recirculated a lot so that it's, spread throughout the entire vehicle or cabin. It is really that it's the people that are locally around you that are going to cause you the most problems from contagious and infection spreading standpoint.
From a self-defense standpoint, you'd want to carry pepper spray in the event that somebody is going to attack you.
That'll kill the flu virus.
Little can of Lysol.
I have it. Yeah, I have a little can. Spray it everywhere.
Spray the heck out of them.
Hate that smell, to be honest.
It's a very distinct smell.
Yeah, the reality is, though, you just don't, the getting sick thing is it can last. And
it's
so
beyond COVID.
So you're sick.
Just a regular seasonal cold. Nobody wants that.
I don't want it. So be careful. Cover your mouth. Wash your hands. Do all that crap, and it will help you. So and then it does seem that it lingers this time around, whether it's the flu or COVID or whatever it is. It seems like it lingers, Doc.
Yeah, we are getting that. I can't fully explain why, because it's not really known as to why it is that, COVID we understand, flu we've had, decades, centuries of understanding about it, and yet you're right. This season, the prolonged effects are there, and I don't know if it's because our immune systems have been so kind of ramped up that, because it's in part, it's the immune system that actually causes some inflammation as it fights off the infection, whether it's bacteria or virus or whatever.
Right.
And so it may very well be that our immune systems being ramped up is actually causing some of this. Again, that's hypothetical. Don't take that to the bank.
Yeah.
Because this is all still under investigation. And we are, it's middle of October, and I will tell you that, we are now in it until, March, maybe early April. This is our season for respiratory illnesses, for the flu, for common cold. RSV will start in a couple months. It's usually around December. There is no defined seasonality yet for COVID, although we do always see a ramp up in the winter months here in the Northern Hemisphere, which is probably because people go inside and they're in closer quarters. But that's, this is the time. So now it should be in the front of everybody's mind. That is the best thing that you can do to protect yourself, is to have it be in the front of everybody's mind.
Interesting too that a recent study out now says that if you've had COVID, there's an increased chance of a heart problem that could occur over the next 2 or 3 months after having COVID. That I find is kind of interesting.
So that goes to the inflammation that this particular coronavirus causes, because it's inflammation of the or inflammation is a trigger for some kinds of heart disease, whether it's an inflammation of the heart, like myocarditis or pericarditis, or whether it is actually inflammation, especially in the blood vessels, can actually predispose people to heart attacks, also heart attacks and strokes. And so that's why, again, very important. Do what you can to protect yourself.
All right, let me go. Kathy in Rome has a quick question here. Kathy, you're on with Dr. I know, Kathy, you've been somewhat under the weather.
Yes, good morning to everybody. I went to the emergency room Friday morning. I thought it was my asthma acting up, but I got COVID, and I was just put out because I've got every shot in creation and updated on everything, and to come down with COVID again, it just seems like, I know that they told me that, it was good I got my booster, but it just was disheartening to come down with the COVID again. Am I bound to get the COVID over and over, Dr. Hall?
Yeah, that's a great question, Kathy, and I'm certainly sorry that you've gotten it again. I'm glad that you're feeling. It sounds like you might be feeling somewhat better.
Yeah, a little better.
I would say that it is quite likely that without the boosters, you might have ended up being admitted to the hospital because of how sick you might have become. So the boosters do protect us, but they do not. They are not an everything. So they do not keep us necessarily from getting sick. What they do is the testing that was done to approve the boosters showed that they decreased the incidence of severe disease, and so getting your booster so that you are protecting yourself from severe disease is the way that I would look at it. And so, yes, you absolutely should continue to get the boosters. And again, kind of like the flu, the COVID, this coronavirus is changing and evolving over time, and so they need to update the vaccination to make sure that it is targeting as much as possible the current circulating variant, and that's why getting the booster on a regular basis until we've got this under control, if we get it under control. Or maybe it becomes something like the flu where we're just getting it, every year, every 6 months, whatever the appropriate time frame is to keep your immune system stimulated.
All
right. Thank you very much.
We hope you don't get the COVID again, and we hope you feel better out there, Kathy.
Every day it seems to be a little better, so hopefully. Yeah. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Right.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you. Have a great day. Although Mike this morning says he really thinks that Kathy is suffering from the record of the Michigan State football team. That's what Mike says. So, I don't know. Boom. Okay, Doc, as always, we appreciate it. Please have a wonderful week and stay healthy out there.
Yes, everybody. Have a great day, and please be safe.
Yes, and Dr. Hall, I was thinking of you reading the story, the DEC warning nature enthusiasts and outdoor photographers to be careful in the woods around hunting season. So make sure you're wearing your bright orange.
Yeah, I'm actually going up to the Thousand Islands starting on Thursday, so I appreciate that. I'll look like a big pumpkin walking around.
I got to tell you,
Happy Halloween!
I have an antler hat that I wear around usually, and I've
in a brown coat.
I made sure those antlers are bright orange. You just want to be really careful out there.
Gosh.
Okay, Doc. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.
All right, you too, Doc.
All right, Davey, this morning we're taking a shot at how much Hobica money. We had a couple of huge wins here.
$150?
$150. You almost say that with a question.
Yeah, he's limping in.
$150 on the line.
Because you two like to change it up all the time.
Oh,
blame
I
it on
haven't
us.
done that
Yeah,
in 2
sure.
days. $150. And that's it. Okay? $150, and you're looking for caller number what?
Caller 6.
Okay, caller 6.
for 6.
Caller 6. Sixth caller right now at 315-736-0186. Caller number 6 for $150 this morning. Great question. And then we'll speak with John Zogby coming up next on WIBX.
This station is brought to you by Tallman's Tire, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
The Potting Shed Antiques in Whitesboro is buying silver, gold-filled, vintage costume, estate jewelry, and U.S. and Canadian coins. They've been your hometown buyer for the past 52 years. While other gold and silver buyers claim to offer the highest prices, the Potting Shed Antiques actually delivers. Let Don Hartman take a look at your individual pieces or your entire collection. The Potting Shed Antiques, open Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Please call ahead for an appointment. Visit thepottingshedantique.com.
What the?
Whoa, what's wrong?
I'm sick and tired of these high energy bills every month.
First off, keep it clean. Second, let's give City Suburban a call and see what they can do for us about installing a new high-efficient heat pump system. We can discuss installation pricing and any available New York State clean heat rebates.
Take the first step towards a cleaner and more cost-effective, cleaner future. Log on to citysuburban.com for a free quote today.
Yeah, now you're talking.
I said keep it clean.
Our nation is at a crossroads. In Albany, John Mannion and Kathy Hochul support radical policies like cashless bail, which releases violent criminals back into our communities. Worse, John Mannion and Kathy Hochul support defunding the police, taking officers and equipment off of the streets when we need them the most. Now, Mannion's running for Congress, threatening to take Hochul's terrible ideas to Washington, D.C. There's a better choice. Navy veteran Brandon Williams, a former nuclear submarine officer, Brandon Williams has a new mission, defending central New York from the Hochul-Mannion agenda. Unlike John Mannion, Brandon Williams knows how to keep our families safe. In Congress, he's secured millions for local law enforcement, giving cops the tools they need to keep violent criminals behind bars. On or before November 5th, vote for Navy veteran Brandon Williams for Congress.
I'm Brandon Williams, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Brandon for NY 22.
It's in Sarah's Flooring Outlet's anniversary sale with savings throughout the store.
Get 20%, 30%, up to 50% off through the end of the month during Insera's anniversary sale.
It's the best time to get new flooring for your home or business at incredible anniversary savings.
Get 20% off select in-stock carpet at Insera's.
Get 30% off select easy-to-care-for luxury vinyl tile.
And get 50% off select in-stock hardwood.
It's Insera's anniversary sale with savings throughout the store. Plus, as always, get interest-free financing for 6 months.
Get 20% off select in-stock carpet.
Get 30% off select luxury vinyl tile.
And get 50% off select in-stock hardwood at Insera's. See why more people buy from the big store.
Insera's Flooring Outlet.
Route 49 Plaza, River Road, Marcy, and InserasFlooringOutlet.com.
Shop with confidence at Mattress Express with our brand name low price guarantee. When you buy a mattress at Mattress Express, if you see it advertised locally within 30 days of purchase, bring it to our attention. We simply refund the difference. Go to mattressexpressny.com.
Need new tires? Nokian Tires is celebrating 90 years of legendary Hakkapeliitta winter tires with a consumer rebate. Now through October 31st. When you buy 4 select winter, all-season, and all-weather tires, you can save up to $80 by mail on a MasterCard prepaid card. Offer expires October 31st, 2024. Experience the thrill of savings on every mile at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Visit their stores and meet their team of experts, or schedule your appointment online at tallmanstire.com.
Join the Rome Area Chamber of Commerce for a candidate meet and greet event, along with the Yellow Rose of Challenge Awards, Friday, October 18th at the MVCC Rome campus. Registration at 8 a.m. and light refreshments will be served. Attendees will have the opportunity to hear from local candidates who will be on the ballot this November. In addition, they will be recognizing 2 local businesswomen for the roles they've played in our community. Tickets are $15, and a portion of the proceeds will benefit professional and businesswomen of Rome's Scholarship Fund. For information, visit romechamber.com/events.
Keeler in the morning, Keeler in the morning.
This is Keeler in the morning. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Well, good morning, every day. This time we give you a chance to win Habakkuk's free money question of the day. And each day it's worth a varied amount of money. Today we're at $150, and our contestant is the one and only Wayne, who's on the line right now. Wayne, good morning.
The lone second placer in our NFL Pick'em contest.
Good morning, Wayne.
Hey, Bill.
Hey.
There's a lady over on French Road at the store.
Okay.
She wears a mask. She wears a mask all the time. I've seen her over at a festival. She had no mask on. There had to be, I don't know, thousands of people there. She had no mask on. Every day she's over at this store, she's got a mask on, and every time you walk up to her, she's squirting that stuff on her hand, and she was spraying the Lysol as I walked up, and I breathed it right in. I was like, it's like the worst taste.
Well,
I'm
listen,
sorry.
you're lucky. You're lucky you weren't breathing in her
sorry.
sneeze.
Yeah, she goes, I'm sorry, and I'm like,
I'm
yeah, you're
sorry.
sorry. How do you spray it as somebody's walking
Yeah,
up?
that's terrible.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's just awful. I did not know why, but there were in the city. There are a lot of people that wear masks. And
Yeah, they always did. They always did.
And you know, some of them, I just wonder. You're outdoors. Why are you doing this outdoors? I don't think that's going to help
Cloth.
you. Yeah,
And these cloth
well,
ones
the
don't
cloth
work,
ones,
right?
they don't work. No.
No.
Okay. Here we go. Are you ready for today's question? It is worth $150 from the Hobeika Law
Oh,
Firm.
you're going to say thousands.
Joseph and Andrew Hobeika, 315-724-1600 for your legal needs. All right. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm with you.
Here we go. This board game was originally called Lexico, invented in 1948. What board game is it? Ready, go.
I'll say Monopoly.
Was Monopoly originally called Lexico?
What was it?
1948, 76 years old. All right, let me try again. I'm going to give you, for $50.
75.
50,000. Go ahead.
For $50, Andrew. $50.
Okay, all right, fine.
I'm going to ask you, because this board game had a second name before it became its current name. Okay, are you ready?
Give it.
For $50.
Bring it on.
It was called Crisscross Word. What board game did this become? Ready, go.
Would that be Scrabble, sir?
Is it Scrabble, invented in 1948? The answer is worth $50. Bingo! It was bingo.
Bingo. Is that actually a game, bingo? I mean, I know there is bingo, but is that actually a board game out there?
Listen, you just insulted my grandmother. I can't believe you would say, what is bingo? Is that a real game?
Somebody stretching?
The answer is definitely Scrabble. Owned by Hasbro. Congratulations. Invented in 1948. Started with a started with a game called Lexico, and then New York Times was doing Crisscrossword, and then they created Scrabble from
Crisscross.
How do you get Lexico? I mean, how did they come to that name?
It was a Latin Mexican who created the game. It was the inventor of the game.
Oh, trying to credit himself.
Juan Scrabblito. I don't know. So I don't know how they got Lexico.
What would your game be called if you had to use your, what would you call
So the
it?
definition of the word lexicon is the vocabulary of a person, language, or branch of
That's
knowledge.
why it's Lexico. Yeah. My game would be called probably Bankrupt. Everything I come up with a good idea and boom, just never works out. Nothing ever works out. All right.
Hey, at least Jimmy's coming.
Jimmy's coming on December the 6th.
At least
Go
Jimmy's
to
coming.
RomeCapital.com for tickets. There are still great seats available. And
How lucky are we?
We are very lucky. He is ready
Very
to go.
lucky.
All right, stand by. Davey's going to hook you up. You win $50. It's not bad.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Thank you.
Hold on. But I had to go with 50 because I knew how easy the question was going to be that I was about to ask.
Yeah, well.
Here is, and there's a book event coming up. As a matter of fact, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only John Zogby. Good morning.
Hey, how are you, Bill?
Good. Great to have you on. Well, let's start with, we'll get into the book in a second, but let's start with your assessment of the current polling and the current race. Where are we right now? Just 21 days, and you're saying tied.
Tied. Yeah.
Wow.
Makes no difference if it's a 2 or 3 point lead by Harris today. I suspect it'll go back and forth as it has, in the past. Bush and Gore, Gore and Kerry, Romney and Obama in 2012. But that's the state we're in. I took a close look at the 7 battleground states polling, and in 7 states I saw 3 percentages: 47%, 48%, 49%, and you can put them all in a jar and jumble them up, and you're going to have one candidate at 47 to 49 and the other candidate at 47 to 49. That's where we are.
You know, don't you feel that if it's going to be that close, we need to make sure we all have confidence in the results?
Absolutely.
And I fear that that's not going to necessarily be the case.
Whether it's objectively the case, meaning that there are problems tabulating, is another story. The perception is out there, and the fact that both sides, I think, are ready to fight. This time around, we saw January 6th the last time, and then all sorts of challenges to electors and challenges in the House of Representatives. I think we are likely to see it this time as well, especially if it's close.
Yeah.
And right now, Bill, things may break the weekend before, one way or another, and I'm not quite sure which way. But still, I'm not sure that that either side is going to willingly accept the results if the other side wins.
Oh, I think we saw it during Gore Bush, right? I mean, there are still people that believe that, and maybe it wasn't, but it was. That's the problem. It was. That's how this ended, and it must be accepted. And I do think that it is very interesting. You're probably right. I expect this to be an ugly response of this election, no matter which side wins. I feel there will be some ugliness, no matter which side wins. Do you have any comment on that?
Yeah, I do, and I think it's percolating from below. There are folks that are just ready and of that mindset to be prepared. It does not help that former President Trump is stoking that. By the same token, it also doesn't help that I'm on the mailing list of both sides. We're getting these Armageddon-like messages.
Right.
That if the other guy wins, it's the end of the world,
right.
As we know it. That doesn't help.
Both sides are saying the country will no longer be the America that we know today.
That's right. They both are.
All right. So, we're past any 21 days left. We're really past any potential October surprise.
Early voting in some areas already underway.
With voting underway, our early voting just a few weeks away. I say that, and I'd rather have that a question. So add a question mark to that.
There have been many October surprises, including in July and August.
Yeah.
And the start of October. I don't know. There could very well be. I'm not sure what. I'm not happy that boots are going to be on the ground. American boots are going to be on the ground as tech support, in Israel. That's the sort of thing that's waiting for some sort of a response and further escalation. Those of us that have lived, through a Vietnam and Afghanistan, really anything.
Well, we are a tinderbox, right? It seems the world is just ready to ignite at any point into a much larger conflict.
There's a global challenge to democracy, and we're seeing it en masse, the first time in many, many years. And the difficulty is that democracy works fine when everybody accepts the rules of the game, but you have, look at throughout Europe, you have the actual promotion of autocracies in Africa and South Asia and Latin America through the ballot box. They're electing. Look at Argentina. Look at what we'd gone through in Brazil and so on. Threats to democracy from drug cartels in Mexico. This is a global phenomenon.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. Like, you'll hear stories almost like it's a regular occurrence down in Mexico of a mayor of a city being brutally murdered publicly by the cartel, and there's no questions or thoughts about it.
Well,
I know. To think that that's south of our border,
right?
And look, Canada. Canada is having some real problems right now. Just expelled Indian diplomats. Yeah.
Okay, John, talk about your book, and you have an event tonight, as a matter of fact.
I do. At the other side on Genesee Street, next to Domenico's, at 7:30. You're going to be talking about the election, of course, but also how to read polls and, kind of a guideline between now and the next 3 weeks, what you should be looking for, what you should ignore, and what the polls are really telling us. And, of course, my book is for sale. It's called Beyond the Horse Race, How to Read Polls and Why We Should, and I'll be signing them.
Have the polls, do you feel, adjusted to undercounting Donald Trump's effectiveness, the amount of voters who support him? Because in the last couple of polls, it was believed that his vote was undercounted.
Yeah, I believe most of them have. Some of them haven't. And I think it's more than the so-called silent Trump vote. Actually, there's generally an underrepresentation of Republicans in most samples. That's why I've always been a proponent of, once the sample is collected, we pollsters always have to apply weights. You have maybe too many women, maybe you have too few blacks, so you apply weights to bump them up to where they actually are represented in the electorate. But generally speaking, there's 1 or 2 percentage points fewer Republicans, and that goes back to when I first started in 1984, actually, 40 years.
All right, the book, you'll be there at the other side tonight at 7:30, and I do think it's a very interesting topic, understanding what all of these polls really mean, because I think you probably should. It'd be great if you had every editor of every newspaper and radio and television stations attending this, because oftentimes they create a headline that is misleading when you really look deep into the poll.
Absolutely, yeah, and an essential part of the book is to discuss how those folks from editors and talking heads who really should know better are the worst offenders in terms of picking the wrong stuff to read.
And the book is Beyond the Horse Race. It is at the other side this evening, and you can take advantage of it right there in South Utica with John tonight. John, as always, thank you so much.
Thanks, Bill. Take care.
Have a great day. John Zogby. And you can pick up that book right there, the other side, tonight. I do want to tell you some breaking news here. Schumer's office has announced it is that that Wolfspeed has reached as part of the investment in Wolfspeed in Marcy, they have reached a $750 million preliminary memorandum of terms, a PMT, under the agreement, the Chips and Science Law, which just unlocks another $750 million that is about to be invested into Wolfspeed in Marcy. It's going to mean jobs. It's going to mean big investment. We'll talk more about it on the other side. This just released from Schumer's office, and we'll get to it. News is coming up next.
Right now at Mattress Express, buy almost any king or queen set in the store and get a free adjustable base upgrade. Everybody loves a free adjustable base. And take up to 5 years to pay for anything in the store with no money down for qualified buyers. See store for details.
What the?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's wrong?
I'm sick and tired of these high energy bills every month.
First off, keep it clean. Second, let's give City Suburban a call and see what they can do for us about installing a new high-efficient heat pump system. We can discuss installation pricing and any available New York State clean heat rebates.
Take the first step towards a cleaner and more cost-effective, cleaner future. Log on to citysuburban.com for a free quote today.
Yeah, now you're talking.
I said keep it clean.
First News with Keeler in the morning on WIBX.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain.
But we don't speak Spanish.
So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks. Babbel's conversational method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish.
Estoy muy emocionado para ir a España contigo.
Aw, he just said, I'm very excited to go to Spain with you. Nos vamos a divertir mucho.
And that means we're going to have a lot of fun.
Sí. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
This station is brought to you by Tallman's Tire, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
From the Stanley Theater Studios, WIBX Utica, Rome. W295EI. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. A Town Square media station.
Election Day is now just 3 weeks away. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
We need a president who works for all the American people.
Vice President Harris at a rally in Erie, Pennsylvania, called former President Trump unstable and unhinged, as she also unveiled economic proposals to help black men.
$20,000 in forgivable government loans for 1 million minorities to start businesses, as well as education, training, and mentorship programs, and legalizing marijuana. It comes as the New York Times poll shows just how much black voters have drifted from Democrats, from 92% in 2016 to 90% in 2020, down to just 78% today.
That's Fox's Griff Jenkins. Former President Trump also rallied in Pennsylvania, holding a town hall in Oaks near Philadelphia.
What's happened to our country in the last almost 4 years now, it's hard to believe. But if you look at the borders, if you look at inflation, you look at the Afghanistan disaster, the most embarrassing time in the history of our country.
Now, today, the former president will speak about the economy in Chicago, then campaign in Georgia, where early in-person voting starts today. It's been 2 weeks since Iran launched a barrage of missiles at Israel, and Reuters reports the first components of a new American missile defense system have arrived in Israel, and it will be operational soon. As the Washington Post reports, Israel's prime minister has told the U.S. their retaliation will target Iran's military, not oil or nuclear facilities.
That information signals that Netanyahu might be willing to avoid greater escalation with Iran, at least for now. And he's aware that any type of strike against Iran could actually impact our U.S. elections. Netanyahu reportedly saying, we will listen to the opinions of the United States, but we will make our final decisions based on our national interests.
Fox's Matt Finn in Tel Aviv. More tension in Asia. North Korea has blown up roads that cross the South Korean border that are no longer in use. Another step in leader Kim Jong-un's pledge to further detach the countries. America's listening to Fox News.
Go with your gut. Your dog's immune system is based in the gut. A diet lacking in nutrients can cause itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE. Dinovite.
It took a grand total of 2 weeks. The dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out.
Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation welcomed U.S. Army Specialist Brent Menard into a new mortgage-free smart home in Florida. Now, while on a road clearance mission in Afghanistan, Brent's vehicle was blown up by an improvised explosive device. Brent became a T4 paraplegic. Tunnel to Towers built him a specially adapted smart home that allows severely injured heroes like Brett to live more independently. We hope you'll donate $11 a month so this great work can continue. Just go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org.
Immigration remains a big election issue after a record surge of illegal border crossings. And now this.
New Mexico authorities are grappling with a growing number of migrants dying in the state's border region. The remains of more than 100 migrants have been found in the first 8 months of this year, more than 10 times the number reported 5 years ago. The numbers have surged as smugglers increasingly steer migrants into hot, rugged areas of the state. Many of the bodies discovered this year were just miles from the port of entry in El Paso, Texas. Carmen Roberts, Fox News.
Star rapper Sean Diddy Combs has more legal trouble as he sits in jail in New York awaiting federal sex crime charges.
Sean Diddy Combs is facing more civil lawsuits filed in federal court. 6 people accused Diddy of sexual assault. The suits were filed in the Southern District of New York on behalf of 4 males, including one who claims he was a minor at the time of the molestation, and 2 females, none of whom are named in the filings, surrounding alleged incidents that span 1995 to 2021 and include allegations of sexual assault and rape. Combs has previously denied all civil and criminal claims through his attorneys, saying the accusations leveled against him are sickening. Michelle Polino, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are mixed, not moving much. The day after the Dow surged to yet another record high, closing over 40,000 for the first time. In the baseball playoffs, we're closer to a Subway World Series.
Soto, a high drive, right center field, Wynn beating it up, and it's going to defy the wind.
Juan Soto started to scoring, leading the Yankees to a 5-2 win over the Cleveland Guardians on TBS in the opening game of the American League Championship Series. In the NL, the Mets beat the Dodgers 7-3 in Los Angeles to tie that series at a game apiece. On Monday Night Football, the Buffalo Bills beat the New York Jets 23-20. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Good morning, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time, 8:05. I'm Andrew Derminio. 39 under mostly cloudy skies. Your full weather forecast is coming up. This update brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. A student at Hamilton College remains suspended pending a hearing after being accused of making anti-Semitic comments. According to state police, offensive messages were found on art canvases and a suspect was identified using surveillance video. Troopers later tracked down 19-year-old Aiden Brendan of South Dakota in his dorm room and took him into custody. He's been charged with aggravated harassment, which is a felony. He's scheduled to appear in court today. 2 more road construction projects are going to be getting underway in the central New York region today. Interstate 81 southbound will be reduced to 1 lane between the I-690 eastbound ramp to I-81 and exit 18 in Syracuse. Interstate 690 will be cut to just 1 lane between the I-81 northbound ramp and I-690 eastbound and exit 14. Both projects are expected to take several days to complete, and the latest updates will be posted at 511ny.org. The open enrollment period for Medicare begins statewide today, and Governor Hochul is urging people to learn more about the Medicare Savings Program. The program helps older New Yorkers save an average of $7,400 per year in healthcare costs, which people can sign up for the program all year round. The governor says doing so during open enrollment is a good time to find out about its benefits and get questions answered. The open enrollment period ends December 7th. With 21 days until the presidential election, there are calls for a town of Hartwick councilman to resign following controversial Facebook posts regarding the race for the White House. According to WKTV, the calls came during the public comment period of Monday's Hartwick Town Board meeting. The controversy centers around posts made by Councilman Brian LaRusso on his Facebook page regarding residents with Harris Waltz campaign signs in their yards. Posts which some residents have found threatening. They're accusing LaRusso of voter intimidation. Residents also called for the board to convene an ethics violation investigation regarding the matter. Councilman LaRusso did not respond to calls for his resignation at the meeting. Fall is in full swing, and the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation is urging outdoor enthusiasts to stay safe. The agency says it's important that folks like hunters, hikers, nature photographers, and trappers share the woods safely. Some simple tips include dressing appropriately for the weather, becoming familiar with hiking trails and hunting areas, and wearing bright clothing so you can easily be seen. Also, people should tell someone where they're going and when they plan to return. And according to a survey by the website Canada Casino, the Bellagio in Las Vegas was the most popular hotel to photograph on social media, with the Plaza Hotel grabbing the second spot. The website added up the number of Instagram and TikTok posts tagged with each hotel. Meanwhile, when it comes to the most luxurious hotels in the world, Burj Al Arab in Dubai came in first place. It is 8:08. Your weather forecast is brought to you by City Suburban. Call City Suburban today at 315-853-3899 or log on to citysuburban.com for a free quote today. Your forecast calling for a chance of rain today, otherwise cloudy skies with a high only in the mid to upper 40s. Showers likely overnight, cloudy with a low in the mid to upper 30s. Then a slight chance of rain tomorrow as the sunshine begins to creep in. We'll see a high in the upper 40s tomorrow. Then going into Thursday, Friday, and into the weekend, we're looking at temperatures creeping slowly up into the upper 60s by the weekend.
And by Tuesday, 70s. Low 70s.
Low 70s on Tuesday.
Craziness.
Mother Nature, she's an unpredictable one.
It is cold right now.
It is. It's 39 under cloudy skies at 8:09. Sports brought to you by IBEW NECA 43, local contractors. Week 6 of the NFL season wrapped up with the Bills knocking off the Jets in an AFC East matchup on Monday Night Football. Buffalo defeated New York 23-20 at MetLife Stadium. Josh Allen passed for 215 yards and 2 touchdowns to go along with 18 rushing yards and another score. One of the rushes got them the first down that sealed the deal. The action continues with Week 7 kicking off on Thursday night when Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos host Alvin Kamara and the Saints. The Chiefs, Dolphins, Rams, and Vikings will each be returning to action following bye weeks. The NLCS is tied 1-1 after the Mets collected a 7-3 victory over the Dodgers in Game 2 at Dodger Stadium. Sean Manaea earned the win after striking out 7 and allowing only 3 runs, 2 of them earned over 5 frames. Francisco Lindor led off the game with a solo shot, and Mark Vientos went deep with a grand slam. LA hopes to bounce back when it visits New York for Game 3 on Wednesday at Citi Field. Meanwhile, the Yankees are leading the ALCS after holding on for a 5-2 win over the Guardians in Game 1 at Yankee Stadium. Carlos Rodon collected the victory after striking out 9 and allowing only 1 run over 6 innings pitched. Juan Soto and Giancarlo Stanton each went deep for the Bombers. Cleveland will be looking to recover when they visit New York for Game 2 tonight. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM, news time, 8:11.
I'm going to tell you about in Sarah's Flooring Outlet. We were just there, and you know what I like is they allow you to just search through the store. If it's flooring, it's in Sarah's Flooring Outlet. They have the largest selection, the largest inventory in all of Central New York, and they just allow you to look through all the different products, which makes my wife happy. And we walked out with samples. What we're going to put into our home, just beautiful tile work, and it's any kind of flooring, hardwoods, vinyl flooring, the amazing Pergo Extreme by Mohawk. That's just an incredible product. And you know that in Sarah's, you get the 60-mile price guarantee. You will always get the lowest price out there in Sarah's. With the largest inventory in Central New York, go to their website and get a $50 off coupon of your next purchase in sarahsflooringoutlet.com. Shop online or in store. See why more people buy from the big store and get 6 months interest-free financing right now. In Sarah's Flooring Outlet, Route 49 Plaza, River Road, Marcy, and online in sarahsflooringoutlet.com. We're going to speak with Steve Gannon from CABVI. Dark Dining is coming up, and you can get your tickets right now. Also, does he feel we were unfair to him, John Stevens?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
He feels attacked.
Attacked? Interesting. We'll speak with, in studio, also, John Stevens, the Maravillian, taking some criticism from people who are in the village. Some who, I think in this case, it is a former village resident who no longer lives there, was quite critical of the mayor and quite critical of the village.
True.
We'll speak with Mayor John Stevens coming up.
Our nation is at a crossroads. In Albany, John Mannion and Kathy Hochul support radical policies like cashless bail, which releases violent criminals back into our communities. Worse, John Mannion and Kathy Hochul support defunding the police, taking officers and equipment off of the streets when we need them the most. Now, Mannion's running for Congress, threatening to take Hochul's terrible ideas to Washington, D.C. There's a better choice. Navy veteran Brandon Williams. A former nuclear submarine officer, Brandon Williams has a new mission, defending central New York from the Hochul-Mannion agenda. Unlike John Mannion, Brandon Williams knows how to keep our families safe. In Congress, he's secured millions for local law enforcement, giving cops the tools they need to keep violent criminals behind bars. On or before November 5th, vote for Navy veteran Brandon Williams for Congress.
I'm Brandon Williams, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Brandon for NY 22.
Whitesboro Central School District is looking for bus drivers to join their team now. Whitesboro is a leading school system in central New York with 7 schools, 3,100 students, and a 92% graduation rate. You can help drive our students' success. When you drive for Whitesboro, you get pay that's based on your experience, great benefits, a flexible schedule, and summers off. Call Andy at 315-768-9740 or stop by the garage, 20 Wood Road, Whitesboro.
Did you know that at ABC ChemDry, we have a state-of-the-art facility that specializes in premium area rug cleaning? If you have a cherished area rug that's a family heirloom from the Mideast, Far East, or Europe, one that you know requires delicate care, our trained specialists at ABC ChemDry use a state-of-the-art 5-step cleaning process that ensures your rug is properly identified, dusted, cleaned, dried, groomed, and treated with moth repellent. You can trust the professionals at ABC ChemDry to handle your delicate, valuable area rugs as well as synthetic rugs. We also offer remove and reset services and rug wrapping. In addition to all that, we're a drive-in, drive-out facility that makes drop-off and pick-up quick and convenient. We're easy to locate on Erie Street in the beautiful city of Utica. Don't delay. Please call 315-738-1111 for more information on our specials and to schedule an appointment today.
Go with your gut. Your dog's immune system is based in the gut. A diet lacking in nutrients can cause itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE, Dinovite.
It took a grand total of 2 weeks. The dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out.
Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
This station is brought to you by Tallman's Tire, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
Well, we're experiencing some cooler weather right now, and have you turned on your furnace? We tried not to, but it just got a little bit on the chilly side.
It's always a depressing smell.
It is.
When the heat comes on for the first time and all the dust is burning in the ductwork.
But it's a great smell if you because you know it's working properly.
Yes.
If nothing happens,
it's working.
Scary. College has you covered, and they want to help you in the upcoming season. You may need upgrades, and there are plenty of them out there. Heating and cooling upgrades through National Grid, Carrier, Clean Heat New York, Empower Plus program helps as well. So here's an example. An income-eligible customer can qualify for free home energy upgrades, including insulation heat pumps and hybrid water heaters. Let's say you make just under $93,000 a year for a family of 4. You would qualify from between $5,000 and $24,000 in upgrades with zero out-of-pocket costs. That means it would be taken care of free. Start with a free home energy assessment, something we had done at our home. They do research into the construction of your home. They'll do a little walkthrough. It could be something as simple as an old refrigerator or light bulbs. It could be more. But Collis will give you an entire, no purchase necessary, an entire assessment. This is free. And give you some ideas on where you can save money. And there are grants and perks out there, rebates that are ready for you. Collis can walk you through it all. Call them today at 315-860-1301.
Keeler in the Morning invites you to connect with us through telephonic communication at 315-736-0186. Or use the Call Us button on the WIBX 950 app. For additional contact methodologies, please refer to WIBX950.com.
This is Keeler in the Morning, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
A couple of comments. Lance, Andrew's always very nervous that he will not read your comments.
No, that's not the case. It's just a timing thing.
And then he gets the rumblings and the attacks. He gets very nervous about that. So you want to read a Lance comment?
I do, and I never like to not read comments from anyone because that's the point of the app. If you leave a comment, it should be read.
What is the comment?
Lance and Lee, Mr. Keeler, is it really a hit job if the information in the commercial is true?
What are we talking? We're talking about the congressional. Oh, we're talking about the Esposito commercials. There's a new one out targeting Assemblywoman Marianne Buttonshon. So I said I just called it a hit commercial.
Yes.
First of all, I'm not making any judgment on it. It's just it's a hit commercial. It's a negative spot, and it is Esposito creating it on, and he's saying if it's true, what does he say?
Is it really a hit job if the information in the commercial is true? As someone who has always supported Marianne,
let me tell you this: all commercials, almost all, are true. Just a little ounce of truth. Little bit. That's all it takes. You'll see the disclaimer to see where it comes from.
Yeah.
There's almost always a little ounce of truth to prevent any real difficulty, right?
Yes. As someone who has always, this is Lance, as someone who has always supported Marianne, please ask her why she lost the conservative line. I believe she had many, many votes on that line in the past. Republicans and conservatives might have a tough time filling in that Democrat bubble on the ballot.
Well, first of all, part of the problem there is she's the only Democrat. She's the only one right now in office in a Democrat supermajority. So I think that there's importance for someone to be there, and right now it's Marianne Buttonshon. And then what was the other part of it?
She lost the conservative line.
Okay, that we don't really. The Conservative Party was blown up in Oneida County. So you remember back during the days of Chief Brooks, rest his soul. Chief Brooks was a huge proponent of Marianne Buttonshon. And right now, I believe those decisions are made out of county. So it's a different process now than it was.
And
that would just be my assessment on what we know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what Marianne would say, but we'll have her on, and we will ask that question.
And then Ralph in PA says... Eric,
normally, though, if I could, the Democrat doesn't get endorsed, but she would be considered a conservative Democrat.
Eric Adams, he is rocking both sides. He sent us a picture of Eric Adams with a Mets and Yankees hat.
Okay.
With both logos.
All right. I'm not surprised. And an I'm Italian T-shirt yesterday for the big Columbus Day Parade.
Yes.
Steve Gannon in studio right now. Steve is with CABVI, and of course, one of the great events that you guys do is dark dining. And good morning.
Morning, Bill.
I assume
morning, Andrew.
Good morning.
You're aware of what we do.
Oh, yes.
He's a
very
board
familiar.
member.
He's a board member, and I think
Proudly.
has hosted or whatever a couple times. Who's your host this year?
Joe Griffo.
It is Griffo.
Senator Griffo. Yeah, he came back to us. He hosted in 2011 and 2012. Was going to host in 2013, and then a few weeks before the event, he had a conflict, and he had to beg out. And Ralph Yannis was we couldn't tell.
Okay, wow.
Ralph was running. We couldn't say that it was going to be Ralph Yannis.
I see what he was.
He was the mystery guest.
The community has been, and I just want to say here, the community has been a great supporter of CABV for this year so far. We had a hugely successful car show, which I was just amazed as I was helping to park the cars. We were running out of space for people to park their cars for the car show. It was something that continues to grow. The weather did help.
Oh, the weather helped enormously.
We thank the community for coming out and supporting that event, and hopefully they will continue to do so. But this event is really different and really amazing.
Well, this is our signature event. We started doing it in 2007. And it's grown every year. This year it's at the Delta again. We held it at the Delta last year. And we're hoping to have another really good crowd. Tickets are still on sale. They're filling up fast. That's ticket price is $150. You can go to cabv.org, cabvi.org. Go to the events page. There's a link. You can buy the tickets there. You can send a check, send it to my attention, make it out to cash. Make it out to CABVI. Let's not get that rumor started.
Yeah, right, yeah.
You know, and it's not only an event, it's symbolic. I think it's important. It also, you walk away there, you learn a little, you get a little different feeling of what it's like, what it is like to just do everyday functions and not be able to see.
Well, you attended a couple of
I
times.
have, yeah.
Participated. There was the one year at Valentino's, I remember.
Yeah.
Very clearly. You and Frank McBride did a thing with a pouring contest.
I do remember that.
Yeah, we had to get the mops and buckets out. And that one
some
was
things
gone.
you want to forget. But the performances aren't always that great. But you look back and they become, nostalgic.
We encourage our guests to, we have blindfolds and vision simulators. The simulators simulate different visual impairments. So it's like retinitis pigmentosa, which is what Steve Wynn from the Wynn Hospital has.
Yeah.
Retinitis pigmentosa, macular degeneration, glaucoma, diabetic retinopathy. And then we have the blindfolds, and when you wear those, you can't see anything.
Right. But a different, yet it's amazing how people, when you're dealt these cards, whether it be you were born without vision or something occurred through the years as you were moving your way through life, it is amazing what they can accomplish, and that's really what ABVI is all about. These are constructive, productive members of society, and they deserve that opportunity.
I'm wowed every day by the people that I work with, and I always give attribution to Kathy Beaver, who's our VP of Rehab for this line. But I get to get up in the morning, go to work, and make a difference every day.
Yeah.
And particularly over the last dozen years or so, where we've been doing more and more children's programming, and seeing the effect of that with these kids who have now, many of them have gone on to be successful, and they've gone to college, and they've graduated. And to see the younger kids who are coming through the program and seeing their confidence grow.
Yeah.
Almost 25 years I've been there. Next February it'll be 25 years, and I get to see something new every single day.
And one of our chairman of the board of directors, George Nemi, is visually impaired, and he's one of the most dedicated people I know, and he's become a close friend, and it's just truly impressive what CABI does for everybody, and the kind of the turnaround of the community support.
Oh, it's just incredible. And we're getting ready to start another big project, probably the last one for a while, the renovation of our Kent Street headquarters, which is also our primary production facility, to make a great work environment for our employees who are blind, the rest of us too. But
Right, how do people get tickets for dark dining and all of that?
The easiest way is to simply go to our website, cabvi.org, go to the events page, click the events page, you'll find a link there, and then there's an online form. You just fill it out, put in your credit card information, click, and it shows up on my desk about a minute later.
All right. Individual tickets and tables, how does...
Yes,
so you can do both.
In both. So you can buy individual tickets. Yes, there's a drop down. You click the thing, tell how many tickets you want to buy, and then just fill in. And we do ask that if you know who your guests are, please put their names in too. And any food allergies.
Yeah. All right.
The last thing we want to do is have somebody blow up on us.
That would be not good.
That would be not good.
It's
never happened.
Yes.
It's never happened.
Oh, that's good.
But we don't want it to happen.
All right. CABVI's dark dining event happening. Go to the website and get your tickets. Great event. Great food and a learning experience. It's really something to be, everybody should do it at least once.
At least once.
Yeah.
And this year would be a good time to start.
It would be. I feel like it would be. Steve Gannon, as always, thank you. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Bill. Thanks, Andrew.
Good talking
Thank
to you. Quick break coming up. Ilion, in the midst of a bit of a back and forth that seemed to be happening on social media, the mayor's contesting that. Mayor John Stevens in studio coming up.
Is thinning hair or a receding hairline making you self-conscious? Try Hair Grow by New Nordic. Millions of men and women around the world trust Hair Grow. With its patented tocotrienol complex, Hair Grow naturally reduces inflammation in the scalp and is clinically proven to promote new hair growth and increase hair count in as little as 4 months. Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start looking and feeling your best with Hair Grow. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com, or in stores at your local CVS.
It's in Sarah's Flooring Outlet's anniversary sale with savings throughout the store.
Get 20%, 30%, up to 50% off through the end of the month during Insera's anniversary sale.
It's the best time to get new flooring for your home or business at incredible anniversary savings.
Get 20% off select in-stock carpet at Insera's.
Get 30% off select easy-to-care-for luxury vinyl tile.
And get 50% off select in-stock hardwood.
It's Insera's anniversary sale with savings throughout the store. Plus, as always, get interest-free financing for 6 months.
Get 20% off select in-stock carpet.
Get 30% off select luxury vinyl tile.
And get 50% off select in-stock hardwood at Insera's. See why more people buy from the big store.
Insera's Flooring Outlet.
Route 49 Plaza, River Road, Marcy, and InserasFlooringOutlet.com.
Go with your gut. Your dog's immune system is based in the gut. A diet lacking in nutrients can cause itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE, Dinovite.
It took a grand total of 2 weeks. The dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out.
Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
Whitesboro Central School District is looking for bus drivers to join their team now. Whitesboro is a leading school system in Central New York with 7 schools, 3,100 students, and a 92% graduation rate. You can help drive our students' success. When you drive for Whitesboro, you get pay that's based on your experience, great benefits, a flexible schedule, and summers off. Call Andy at 315-768-9740 or stop by the garage, 20 Wood Road, Whitesboro.
Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, your trusted tire experts. Their experienced team is here to offer personalized advice for all your tire needs. Now through October 31st, purchase 4 eligible Bridgestone or Firestone tires and receive up to $170 in rebates. Whether you're in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, or Herkimer, their team of professionals is ready to serve you. Schedule your appointment today at Tallman'sTire.com. Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Get the best tires for your vehicle at unbeatable prices guaranteed.
Our nation is at a crossroads. In Albany, John Mannion and Kathy Hochul support radical policies like cashless bail, which releases violent criminals back into our communities. Worse, John Mannion and Kathy Hochul support defunding the police, taking officers and equipment off of the streets when we need them the most. Now, Mannion's running for Congress, threatening to take Hochul's terrible ideas to Washington, D.C. There's a better choice. Navy veteran Brandon Williams. A former nuclear submarine officer, Brandon Williams has a new mission, defending Central New York from the Hochul-Mannion agenda. Unlike John Mannion, Brandon Williams knows how to keep our families safe. In Congress, he's secured millions for local law enforcement, giving cops the tools they need to keep violent criminals behind bars. On or before November 5th, vote for Navy veteran Brandon Williams for Congress.
I'm Brandon Williams, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Brandon for NY 22.
This station is brought to you by Tallman's Tire, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Okay, let me tell you about Tony's in Washington Mills. Looking for an amazing Italian buffet? They have it for you. 11 a.m. till 3 every day for lunch, or you could take it out, and you could have it at home. So good. Pastas to greens and sausage and peppers. All of what you need: Virginia ham, pork tenderloin, chicken cacciatore. Just some of the items you can find on their hot buffet table. Salads, soups, fruit, pastas, homemade desserts. So delicious.
Yummy.
Perfect for lunch, perfect for dinner. If you're a workplace and your business would like to have people come in, then or you want to buy lunch for your whole staff or what have you, you can do that by simply calling 737-9172, and Tony's will deliver right to your workplace. $15.95 a person, $9.99 for kids 5 to 10, and kids under 5 are free. 11 till 3, an Italian buffet that's enormous and delicious, only at Tony's Pizzeria in Washington Mills. Good morning. John Stevens, Mayor John Stevens in studio. Good morning.
Morning.
How are you? All right, so you think
we'll let you know when we're done here.
Do you think we're attacking you? We're not attacking you.
No, I don't think you're attacking me. I think you have some facts wrong, but that's why I come on to discuss.
So we're not presenting any facts. No. We don't know anything.
We're presenting viewpoints.
Correct. You have someone who's a constituent who's making claims.
Correct.
And we're giving you the chance to respond to that.
And to some of your points, Bill, there's been no back and forth on social media. This young lady, Ms. Holtz, I have no idea where this Messina lady comes in, because I've never had zero discussion with her. Back and forth with her.
That's what she says.
Correct.
She says she did not have any.
But these screenshots that you have are conveniently from Ms. Holtz sending Ms. Messina to me.
Just so you know, I didn't read any of that. She said what she said on the radio, claiming that she made complaints about the village, that it looked terrible. That's what she said.
Correct. And there's no argument there.
Then it became then you basically said, yeah, you shouldn't be doing this on Facebook. You should be coming to the meetings if you want to complain, which I did see that. The only Facebook screenshot we saw was the one from the village that I saw was one from the village of Ilion.
I had seen the conversation.
There was no village of Ilion. You can't comment on that. I have control of that page.
It's not a comment. It's just, it talks about when your meetings are.
Oh yeah. I put that. Oh, okay. Yeah,
and
correct.
Correct. So I guess here's the thing. I'm the only part where I would disagree with you, and I truly think that based on that post, which you say is real, that one is real.
Correct. I posted that. Yes, absolutely, 100%.
The only thing that I say to that is any forum in which a constituent has comments is, to me, is it's part of our American way.
Correct. But you cannot comment on the village Facebook page. Nobody can.
I didn't say
that's
that
from day one.
That
was a question yesterday.
Oh, it was?
Absolutely. And he sent me that in a text message. Can you comment on Facebook?
Oh,
no.
right. She had said that you were blocked.
She said that I was blocking certain people. Absolutely not. Anybody.
And for the record, John, all I said was, well, that's not legal.
Correct.
That would not be legal.
You know, I've been in this quite a while. I know that completely.
I could not imagine you making that mistake.
No. And nobody from day one, when I took office and set the Facebook page up, which probably looking back was not a smart move to link it to my personal account, but I'm not smart enough to do. I'm not a tech guy.
So you created a fan page.
So it comes to my account. Since then, I have to rely on my son as a tech guy, 900 miles away in Charlotte. He has made it so that my personal page doesn't conflict with the village page.
Right, that's
they
a good
can't
idea.
Basically, I don't know, see each other or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But look, we all understand, we being the village board, okay, we know the roads and the streets in the village right now are terrible. We drive them,
right,
just like everybody else.
Well, there was someone that made a statement saying that was defending you. And by the way, I did defend you yesterday.
I know.
Saying that
I listened to the whole show.
You're in the middle of this
a lot of
Remington
stuff.
thing and all of this stuff. This stuff doesn't happen overnight.
No, and it doesn't get fixed overnight either.
It doesn't.
Right?
It takes years.
Correct.
One person said, cut him some slack. He's driving the same streets. You're up on the hill, and there's construction right in front of you, or bad roads right in front of my
house.
Right in front of your house.
I pull out of my driveway right into one of the places that has been milled.
It's not like you're not also experiencing this.
Correct.
Yeah.
And look, these folks, the village board has used every available platform to us, with the exception, and I've said this, I probably even said it on the show. The only thing we haven't done is gone and knock on every single door in the house, in the village and said, hey, this is what's going to happen. Since 2018, there's been 10 public hearings or public information sessions on all of this road work.
Are those well attended or no?
No. In the very beginning, back under Mayor Leonard, they started having them. There was 100+ people.
But that is typical. That is
absolutely.
People don't show until they're PO'd over something.
Correct.
And then all
or
of a
it
sudden,
hits them in the pocketbook.
That is true.
Correct. And we get that.
And that is so.
We get that.
Years after years of kicking the can down the road.
Correct.
Years and years of, we're going to keep your taxes down. At some point, either you're going to have to come up with a major influx of cash from the state or federal government,
or some rich guy leaves us a lot of money.
Maybe that happens, but at some point that's got to happen. Yeah. Or the village residents are going to have to reach in their pockets and say, "All right, we're going to fix this."
Correct.
Because and we forget that government is government of the people. It's funded by we the people.
Correct. And that's where I start. That's where I get frustrated, guys. Is the fact that there's complaints out there about the water. And that's been an ongoing thing to your point, Bill, years. Mm-hmm. Okay. That was even when I was mayor the first time and deputy mayor before that.
I remember the old days when, who was the woman? I forgot her name now. That used to call the radios when I was on WLFH in Little Falls. She would call in, and today we'll be cleaning out the water lines on 2nd Street and 4th Ave.
Might have been Marilyn Slaughter. Was she the?
No, it wasn't her.
Okay.
No.
All right. No, it wasn't Marilyn. But anyways, we know that. So, not just this administration, but 2 administrations before this have been working diligently on securing funding for improvements to the water system. And, and the people seem to think that because we got grant money, that somehow that paid for the entire $38 million of program work. Absolutely not. We have $8 million secured of that 38, and that's some grant, some low interest loan stuff. So like I explained to a lady the other day, your water bill has not doubled, tripled, or any of that. Your water usage rate is exactly the same. What's gone up is the fact that now we as ratepayers have to start paying back those low interest loans.
Right.
That's been, again, since 2018. That's all been explained. It's all been on the website.
But how long does this date back to?
How long? I'm sorry.
How long does the loan date back to?
We just started this year.
Okay.
Just started
you
this
just
year.
started having to pay
just
on
started
it?
having to pay on it this year.
But when was it initiated?
It was, I believe, in 2020.
Okay.
But I'm not positive on that. Okay. So, but it was in that area. So, but back to the issue at hand. Are you giving me these to put out?
We have a call. Yeah.
Back to the issue at hand. Oh, and now I can hear myself. That's weird.
I say that every morning.
We all know. Okay. Now, if I hadn't have answered this young lady's reply, then I would have heard, well, I tried to get a hold of him and he didn't answer me. Mm-hmm. So either way I go with this, I have no.
So just from yesterday, the claim yesterday from Miss Messina was that she was corresponding with you in these messages, but that was a totally different person.
She didn't say that.
She made it very clear that she did not talk with me.
She said, I never spoke with the mayor.
Okay. She made that clear in the beginning of your discussion.
It was someone else that sent it to the mayor, who was a friend of hers, and that is who had the...
And the way this came to me was Kara, I believe her name is Kara, Ms. Messina. Her message was she hates driving in the village. I get that. I hate driving in the village. All right. But again, when this is all done, it's going to be better than when we started.
Right.
But she took that, Ms.
Messina.
No, the other one there. Holtz. Ms. Holtz took Ms. Messina's post, messaged that to me. I'm not even friends with this lady. I've had a couple correspondences with her previously on the water bill. Mm-hmm. And sends me Ms. Messina's message and then starts wailing on me about her car breaking down. So all I simply said was, the contractor has given me permission to say, you need to call the contractor. They will discuss what's going on with you. I tried to give her the name and number of the person to speak with, but she kept typing over everything I was doing. Okay. So I didn't have a chance to give her that. So finally I did.
So if someone has a problem, they can call the contractor?
Absolutely. Or they can continue to call the office or email me or whatever. I mean, if you're a friend of mine and you have my number, absolutely text me.
Right.
I'll just give you the number of the contractor.
Yeah, because ultimately contacting you will only be conduit to who you have to actually talk to.
Correct. And I don't have the authority to authorize any type of repair payments or
Are
anything.
there, so the contractor is paying out in some cases?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I turn it over to them per their instructions.
Okay.
People, well, you're the mayor. You're the voice of the.
Well, that's fair though. That is
I get
true.
that. I understand that. And look,
And
I know this is a pet
the
peeve.
village and the village of Ilion hired the contractor, so ultimately it is the village's responsibility. I mean, you've hired the contractor.
Well, Barton and
The
LaJudas
buck
hired
stops.
the contractor.
Okay.
The bid went out.
I see.
Barton and LaJudas
Okay.
is the engineer.
But
They're
at some
handling everything.
point,
At some point,
this was initiated through the village.
Correct.
Yes.
But it's not. I sometimes I think these people feel that I need to get in my paver
And
pave the street.
Let me go back to the Facebook issue. I don't think there was a confusion on Facebook that we had anyway. But I think you want to clarify. It's your son that's on the line.
Oh, is it?
He is.
Hi,
yeah.
Kyle.
This is Kyle.
Hello. Hi, buddy.
Kyle, you're on with the mayor, who just so
happens to be my dad.
Somebody you know really well.
Yeah, and the whole reason I'm calling is, he mentioned at the very beginning, I live in Charlotte. I don't live in Ilion anymore. I got out 8 years ago now. But so I have a different perspective than a lot of people that still live in Ilion. I come back every few months. He comes back to visit.
Mm-hmm. Not enough.
So I get
sometimes too much.
Yeah. So, for me, is a lot of people have said that, well, you left, you don't have a say in the village anymore. I get it. I left, but I'm back so often that every time I come back, it's something else is going on. So I get a different viewpoint. I get a different perspective of what's going on. And it almost seems like that, and I get politics, nobody's going to be happy with anything that happens. I understand that. But it's either the fact that, the water quality isn't great. Whenever I come home, again, ask my dad, I go immediately to the store and buy bottles of water and drink out of that.
He does. No doubt. I use our water, but he doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And they're doing what they can to replace the water lines. But, it's either, okay, you pick that you have bad water and you don't want anything done about it, or they do something about it and then complain about the roads being, not great. Is they're doing what they can. And, living in Charlotte, obviously things are a little bit different here, but the village isn't rich. They can't do everything all at one time. And, it's either, do things here and there as they can with the finances that they have, or raise taxes and then get complained at that they're raising taxes. They can't do everything all at one time. And, obviously seeing this stuff, and what people don't understand about politics is that
I'm no good at it.
No, but everybody's human, and there's a human factor behind that. I shouldn't have to be calling in because, it takes effects on the family too.
Sure.
Is seeing all this and having, all of, the complaints and, oh, your dad sucks or this and that. It's like, no, he doesn't suck. He's doing what he can, but he's human. He's not perfect. And then, having to see all the, not all the complaints because there's not many, but, certain people attacking him or, swearing and, F this, F that, whatever. And, it's like, he's human. Like, he can only do so much, but then nobody shows up to board meetings,
So, that's, unfortunately, that's politics. Yeah. But I do think we often forget that a politician who's being yelled at for some reason or another has a family, and it does affect the family, and that is sadly the pool of water your dad stepped into. Call it water if you will.
No pun intended.
No pun intended.
Yeah, and I get that, and they know I get it. You know what though, Bill, and to Kyle's point, and thanks, buddy, for the backup there. It starts to get old when. And this part is even creepy and scary to me. Is I had someone post to me on social media that, I'm corrupt, I'm stealing village money, blah, blah, blah. Well, if anybody had an education in how government works, I don't have any access to village funds. I can't go write myself a check.
Right,
I can't go into a bank box and take out a couple grand. Nobody can. Okay. But when they make mention of the fact that I'm stealing money and my children have new houses and drive new cars because of the money I steal, that's creepy. Because now I know you're watching my children to the point my son lives 900 miles away. What they do, they haven't lived here in a decade.
Yeah.
You know, my daughter lives in Frankfurt, bought her house 12 years ago. It's a 1910 house. It's not brand new by any means. Kyle moved to Charlotte. He drives a 2018 Camaro, but because he keeps it nice and it's shiny. But look, that also means
no salt on the roads down here.
Right, there's no salt. Right. But that also means that you're watching my 5-year-old granddaughter.
Yeah.
Which then all bets are off.
Kyle, I'm gonna let you have your Kyle.
No, if he's taking money, please let me know where it is because
I need some. Yeah,
exactly. All right, mason jar in the backyard.
Right. And
it's in the walls.
I'm pulling paycheck to paycheck down here too. So I mean, at the same time, is please let me know because trust me, I would like any help that I can get. But,
all right, Kyle.
In all seriousness,
Yes. Listen, we appreciate it, and I'm going to continue with your dad, so I'm going to let you go. Anything else you want to call in on, feel free, but I certainly understand that families go through this too. So
proud dad moment.
Yes.
He's done well for himself down there. He's a Charlotte firefighter paramedic.
That's pretty awesome.
Awesome. Love it.
All right, Kyle.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
I appreciate you guys putting me through, and like I said, appreciate you guys having him on at least to clarify things too. But just
all right, you got to go.
Everybody in Alien too is there's a family aspect behind it. So, but I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
All right,
love you, man. Thanks.
So
all right, Kyle.
All right. Sometimes I would say, so my advice to you would be blinders on, pay no attention to these.
Oh, but Bill, when they contact me directly, like I said, if I don't respond back, then I'm no good because I don't answer their questions.
But why not?
I've had 4 emails since we've been sitting here about people complaining about the roads, calling into the village offices already. Perfect. I'll send you on to the contractor and bingo.
But what's wrong with saying, listen, I feel your pain. We are working on this. We are working diligently. We're going to have a meeting about it such and such a date. Again, this is something.
How many times do you want me to do that? Every single email
I would say
get? Every
time.
email?
I
really?
would.
Really?
I would.
Really?
You know.
Now, so what I'll do is I'll just put what do they call it? A template up there, or a boilerplate. It's on there.
Dear name here.
Yeah.
Colon.
How about just dear resident?
Yep, that's possible too. So all I'm saying is that I just think this is part, and because you've been mayor.
And don't call me a politician.
And
I hold a political office. I'm not a politician. I'm no good at that.
You've been mayor.
Yep.
You've been legislator and still are.
No.
And you're done?
No,
okay.
I got done back.
And mayor again.
Yeah.
So you get it that there are people that are never going to be happy with you.
No, not at all.
But I do think that it takes I feel, as a former resident of Ilion, 19 years, I feel, I lived, I've been in the Valley for a long time. I do feel that it's going to take somebody special, and hopefully that is you, and I believe it could very well be, to take all of what is crumbling and start. It's going to take, this is a major operation to stop the fall and rebuild. I mean, look at how long this has been going on in Utica and in Oneida County, how long it has taken. So you're right in the middle of it, and you on your term, you guys have lost. It's had nothing to do with you.
Correct.
But you lost Remington, which is the biggest fall of all.
Correct.
And it's we can say all we want. It's going to be okay. We're going to be bigger, better, stronger. But the reality is we all knew that as we watched this to kind of drip over the years, this is a tough time for the village of Ilion.
Absolutely.
Hard.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is I have people, even Ms. Holtz and Ms. Messina, what do we pay you for? What do we pay you for? You're the mayor. I'll take their paycheck any day over mine because I put 60 hours a week in minimum. And I think there's a misconception out there that I make all this money as being the mayor of Ilion. I make $15,000 a year.
That's a lot of money.
You know what? That's fun money. You know, that makes my that makes my truck payment that people think a grant paid for.
One would say it's probably not worth it.
It's not, but I don't do it for the money, Bill. I've said this to you guys 100 times.
Yep,
I do it because I love the village. Look, we have every day multiple huge issues going on in this village. All right. To your point, Remington, we're working diligently on that every single day. Again, I can't comment on where we're at with that because of things that have had to be signed about.
Yeah.
But there's good stuff going on with that.
Mm-hmm.
I know people just tell me, oh, you're just blowing smoke up my backside. I'm not. There's good things coming with that. Dufold, that was a hit right now. Okay.
Yeah.
We were going by information we were provided with. Obviously, that wasn't either correct or it just got so bad in the last 3 or 4 years. Okay. Building 2 down, building 3 almost down. Bingo.
At least that is out of the way. Most people don't see that.
Correct.
Remington is the
big
focal
focus.
point of
Absolutely. It's right dead center in the village.
So I'm. It is tough to drive it, and even but you know what? It's not the mayor, the village, the council. You're not alone. I mean, you have certainly in plenty. Otsego Street used to be a beautiful street. Today,
there's nothing left.
There's nothing left.
There's no, you know what?
People aren't taking care of their properties the way they used to.
But there's no downtown Ilion left.
There's no downtown.
There's no downtown.
Yeah.
That all disappeared during urban renewal in the 70s.
Yeah.
My mother constantly gets on me. You need to bring old Ilion back. Well, people aren't building 5-6 story brick buildings anymore, Mom. Sorry, I can't help you.
For those that don't know, you used to drive through the
Phase
Remington
Mall.
Arms.
Yeah,
you used
right
to
through
drive
the-
through there. There was a road that went through there.
Main Street.
But the reality is to rebuild this is going to take. Everybody's going to have skin in the game.
Correct.
Otherwise,
you know me. We've known each other for years.
Mm-hmm.
You not so much, but you understand how I operate. What you get with me, what you see is what you get. Okay. I don't sugarcoat things. I don't know how to do that. That's not something that was in my DNA. But people seem to think if I give them an answer that it's mean or it's condescending, or I simply just give them the answer. Okay. If I'm wrong in my answer, I'm the first one to say, "Whoa, wait, I did it yesterday." I told a lady that called and I said, "I don't think that's village property." I said, "But let me research it." I did. Went back, called her back,
and
said,
it was
village property. Yeah. We're fine with that. We'll continue to maintain it. Yada yada yada.
Thick skin is the only answer. I do have Mike who says you need to go to decaf.
I don't drink coffee.
He doesn't drink coffee.
I drink water all day long, buddy. But thanks.
There you go.
And let's see. And there's a couple more. I'll get to more of these tomorrow. But the reality is that I keep saying that. The reality is, I'm sorry.
It's real every day.
This is a tough reality. It really is.
Every day.
Yeah.
Every day. Look, I'm not out there to disrespect anybody. My office is open. My phone is on. My emails are always going. Again, I know people get really bent out of shape when we say this, but as a board, we want you to attend our meetings twice a month. And I gave except November, December, blah, blah, blah. But we want people to attend. And the people that come in that do attend, you can see their eyes open and the light bulb go on.
But you do know that the average person is going to complain from afar.
Correct.
Without
keyboard warriors,
those complaints, you wouldn't have the letter to the editor.
Correct.
I mean,
correct. Or social media. This is the death of America,
now,
in my opinion.
And now you have social media, which has taken over that newspaper.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, the newspapers are 2 pages now. There's not even a thing.
Which is very sad. So what you're saying is not much to say about Dufold right now because that was a hit. But when it comes to Remington,
we have positive work going.
Progress is being made.
Absolutely, 100% every day.
Now, we can talk also about the fact that you get some of the lowest prices on electric you're going to get anywhere in the area.
Yep.
And right now, your gas prices, it's worth a stop to
Absolutely. Even if you've got to drive over the bumps, it's 8 cents a gallon cheaper than anywhere else.
You're spending under $3 a gallon for gas in Ilion right now.
It got down to $2.85. I think it's back up into $2.94
$2.90
now,
or something
like that. Yeah, but absolutely.
Yeah.
Look, and that's what that's our economic driver is our electric. The water as well. We know we have issues with the water, but people still want it.
Deep breath. No one here was attacking you.
No.
But I wanted to get to the bottom of it because I feel that's constructive.
Absolutely.
All right. Mayor,
no problem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I don't know why the hell you're doing what you're doing, but God bless you.
Because I love it.
Okay.
All right.
Gotta go. We're back here tomorrow.
Thanks, guys.
News is next, top of the hour.
Joe Griffo is there when we need him. No matter how big or small the issue, Joe makes a difference. He has the clout in Albany to get things done, and that's huge for all of us. As Assistant Minority Leader, Joe's helped secure over $1 billion for roads, bridges, and schools, and investments like the Odd, Wynn Hospital, and high-tech jobs at Griffiths and Marcy. We're coming back because Joe Griffo has our back. This fall, vote to re-elect Senator Joe Griffo because Joe gets things done.
Senator Joe Griffo knows our recent progress is amazing, but there's so much more to be done to keep the momentum going. Joe's committed to delivering critical aid for infrastructure and schools and supporting small business. He'll keep the pressure on Governor Hochul and the New York City majority to reverse our dangerous bail laws and stop the flow of illegal immigrants. It's time to give law enforcement the tools they need to keep us safe. This fall, let's keep the comeback going. Re-elect Senator Joe Griffo. Paid for by friends of Joe Griffo 2024.
At Mattress Express, we deliver quickly. If you've waited too long for your mattress to be delivered elsewhere, simply bring your receipt in. We will deliver the same or comparable mattress, and we will meet or beat the price and get it to you quickly. Come see us today.
Have you been thinking about buying a new hot tub or spa? Now is the time. Liverpool Pool and Spa has a large selection of American-made spas and hot tubs. Enjoy year-round for both relaxation and hydrotherapy. Fast delivery and installation available, as well as local service and support long after the sale. Financing options also available for qualified buyers. Stop into the Rome location today on 1501 East Dominic Street in Rome, or visit liverpoolpoolandspa.com for more information. Don't just dream it, live it.
Shop the MyCarl's floor sample clearance at MyCarl's. Recliners from $249, bedrooms from $499, mattresses from just $99. MyCarl's, New Hartford Shopping Center.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. W295EI. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
The attacks are ramping up as the election closes in. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
Donald Trump is increasingly unstable and unhinged.
Vice President Harris also called the former president dangerous, playing clips of Trump at a rally in Erie, Pennsylvania last night, calling those who oppose him enemies from within. He was also in that toss-up state, calling her worse and dumber than President Biden in Oaks, Pennsylvania, near Philadelphia.
She's not for this job. Everybody knows it. Look, we're running against not her. We're running against a very powerful and a very corrupt machine.
And as polls show more black voters considering supporting Trump this time, Fox's Brooke Singman reports.
Her rally focused heavily on her campaign's push to win over more black voters. Harris laying out this agenda, which includes loans for black business owners, education opportunities, and a new health initiative focused on black men, a plan she believes will have a profound impact on the key voting bloc.
Now today, 3 weeks before the election, former President Trump will go to Chicago, a very Democratic city. Then he'll rally in Atlanta as early in-person voting starts today in Georgia. A new American missile defense system will soon be operational in Israel. Reuters reports the first components arrived yesterday. It's now been 2 weeks since Iran fired a barrage of missiles.
The region and the world has been waiting to see how Israel will respond. The fear is that if Israel responds too aggressively, the shadow war could become a full-blown confrontation. Well, now we have some insight. The Washington Post reports that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu told President Biden in a phone call that Israel will strike Iranian military sites instead of oil or nuclear locations.
That's Fox's Matt Finn in Tel Aviv. Another family is in mourning in Florida, where a 23rd death is now blamed on Hurricane Milton. Days after the storm did damage and caused flooding, there are still about 200,000 power outages in the state. America's listening to Fox News.
Your pet isn't just a pet, they're part of your family. Most of the pet food on the market is cooked at high temperatures, which kills nutrients. A scoop of Dynavite is a 3-in-1 daily supplement, adding back key nutrients to your pup's health. Try Dynavite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio. That's Dynavite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dynavite.
Police officer and canine handler Jacob Russell Chaffins was fatally shot while attempting to serve warrants for domestic violence offenses. And thanks to friends like you and your generosity, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation gave the Chaffins family the gift of a mortgage-free home. There's so much more to do and to say thank you to our nation's heroes and their families for their immense sacrifices, all for us. Donate $11 a month. Go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org.
I had a heart attack 27 years ago. In early March, I started having chest pain, and I knew this was not good.
I was rollerblading on the canal trail, and I hit something, and I landed on my arm. Ended up at Wynn Hospital.
I went to a regular doctor's appointment 38 weeks into my pregnancy. My blood pressure was elevated and I was 4 centimeters dilated. My doctor sent me to Wynn Hospital.
From labor and delivery to emergencies and cardiac care, Wynn Hospital has all the care you might need.
The doctor I had was great. The nurse I had was excellent. They did all the treatment right in the room. All around, it was a great experience.
All the doctors and the nurses treated me like an absolute king, and I was so glad to be at Wynn to get their absolutely first-class, fantastic treatments.
Throughout my entire stay there, through every shift change, from delivery to postpartum, everyone was amazing. Wynn Hospital is committed to delivering exceptional care to every life we touch. We're all in for you. Hear more patient stories at mvhealthsystem.org.
Go with your gut. Your dog's immune system is based in the gut. A diet lacking in nutrients can cause itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE, Dinovite.
It took a grand total of 2 weeks. The dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out.
Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
Go with your gut. Your dog's immune system is based in the gut. A diet lacking in nutrients can cause itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE, Dinovite.
It took a grand total of 2 weeks. The dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out.
Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM is celebrating its 99th birthday with talk show host and comedian Jimmy Fallon.
Hey, it's your radio buddy Jimmy Fallon, and I am coming. This is not a drill, folks.
Jimmy Fallon, heard on WIBX and radio stations around the country weekdays and seen on his live TV show Saturday nights on Fox News Channel, is coming for one show only, Friday, December 6th at 8 p.m. at the Rome Capitol Theater.
What you've just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Tickets start at $47 and are on sale now at RomeCapital.com.
RomeCapital.com. Bottom of the ninth on this show. I'm heading up to Utica. I'm doing the show live from WIBX tomorrow. Hanging out with my man Davey.
Jimmy Fallon, one night only at the Rome Capitol Theater from Keeler in the morning. At WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Celebrating 99 amazing years. Get your tickets at RomeCapital.com.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Show sponsored in part by First News with Keeler in the morning on WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Let's do this, baby.
From the Fox News radio studios in Midtown Manhattan, it's the fastest growing radio talk show. Brian Kilmeade.
Thanks so much for being here, everybody. It's the Brian Kilmeade Show. We have a big hour coming your way. A lot of news to track. Lieutenant Colonel Alan West will break down what's happening over in Texas as they're getting a surge of these migrant gangs. Really nice. And also another surge at the border, it seems. While over in Arizona, they got a problem, as well as Colorado, one they don't want to admit to. And keep in mind, you can always order the podcast at BrianKilmeadeShow.com, wherever you get your podcasts. Let's get to the big three.
Now, with the stories you need to know, it's Brian's Big Three.
Number 3. What would Iran be like with nuclear weapons? They'll hold the whole world hostage.
Right.
So I'm sure that in the calculation, Israel is thinking maybe we should look at those nuclear sites too.
That is KT McFarland. Israel rumored to cut a deal with Biden not to bomb, nuke, and oil sites in Iran. Why I think Bibi should go for the win and ignore Joe again.
Number 2.
I was pushed out of my apartment by gang activity. People carrying guns in the hallway and patrolling the grounds with guns. I feel like the media took my videos at face value and didn't do any research of their own.
Just a few apartment complexes. What's the big deal? So what if a brutal gang beats you senseless and steals your stuff? Vance sobered up network anchors on the reality of illegals in America and why Trump is so fixated on fixing it and the border.
Number 1.
You know, if you just look at where the stars are in the sky, don't look at them as just random things. If you just look at them as points, look at the constellation. What does it show you? So you just outlined it, Roland. What does it show you?
So confused. Tracking the trail. Big consequential week with 3 to go. Harris talks to God. That's Charlemagne the God. And then Fox star Brett Baer tomorrow. And Trump to Bloomberg, then off to Georgia. Trump feeling better each day about the South, including Arizona. But nothing is locked up yet for either side. No state besides the one, obviously the Oklahomas for the Republicans and the New Yorks for Democrats, even though I think it's going to be much closer there. So we have a few things to discuss. First off, what about the schedules? Why is she only doing, as far as I could tell, iHeartRadio interview with Charlemagne the God? It's going to be at Town Hall, 5 o'clock. Empty schedule. Yesterday,